And we're live.
That's another great question.
From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, maximum security facility complete with central air. It's AG Today.
Hi, this is Matthew Leach. I played First Sergeant Talbot in Band of Brothers.
Hi, this is licensed battlefield guide Paul Bailey.
Hi, I'm Dale Fetzer.
Hi, I'm John Rothman.
Hi, this is Bo Brinkman.
Hi, this is Anthony Bordner. I'm a huge fan of in Gettysburg. It is the greatest and most quality podcast ever. And you're listening to it right now. God, you're so lucky.
Don't ever go in America, guys. You won't make it.
Did you say ugly?
Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill.
All of you love me.
Battalion, 3rd Marine Infantry Regiment.
More people are dying in horrible ways in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Where did this idea come from?
Oh my god, my gut hurts.
Stop moving it around.
Hello. And then you're paying $5 for tax. It's ridiculous.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to AG Today, the show that almost didn't happen. I'm your vainglorious host, Matt, and sitting across from me is the motherly and contrite, I'm just throwing out words,
Wow.
Bethany Yingling. Hello, Bethany.
Motherly and
I wanted to say
contrite.
matronly.
That's even worse!
I wanted to say elderly, but the word motherly came out. No, I didn't want to
Elderly?
say either. I'm just making it
Elderly?
worse. How
I
you
did
doing?
get made fun of
Oh.
the other day because, as I've mentioned before on this podcast, all the people I work with are 5.
Right.
And this one girl that I work with who's very young.
For people who are tuning in for the first time, she means younger, in their 20s.
Yeah,
but
they're in their
they
early
might as well
20s.
be 5, yeah.
And she goes,
Yeah.
about this other guy that we work with, she goes, he is so cute, but he's way too old. And I looked at her and I was like, he is 4 months older than me. So you can shut up.
Yeah, well, it's funny how, like, when you were younger, right, 40, you're not 40, though.
No.
Well, it gets worse, but 40 seemed old.
Yeah.
It was like the first old age. You know,
Yeah,
like
the tier of old.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then once you hit 40, you're like, wait, I just sneezed and I was 28. How am I 40 already? It just it sneaks up on you so fast.
Yes.
And you laugh at younger people when they say that because you're just like, you have no idea how soon you're going to be here.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to come fast.
Yes.
And people are going to look at you as and this was one thing, even when I was young, I never thought this. But it seems like a lot of young people think that, like, being old or elderly is a race. Like, in other words, you're born that way and it's immutable and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you were always old.
Yeah, you were always old, but they don't realize that they're going to be there one day too.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny to me because it's just, but we all do it. Every generation's that way. It's the arrogance of youth.
I think when I think of the things I'm not going to do,
Yes.
I am not going to do, like, I'm going to make fun of my mother here real quick, but in a loving way.
Okay.
Like, she'll
she
grab
might
my
be
phone.
watching.
No, she's not watching. Because, again, this will explain why.
Okay.
Okay, because I'll give her the thing, and she'll go, I don't know what to do.
Take
I
the
don't
machine.
know what to do.
Fix
Take it away
make
from
the
me.
machine work.
I can't.
Does she call the phone machine?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And then she'll like look at me and I'll go, can you please like look at this picture? And she'll go, it's gonna do something stupid if I touch it. Just show it to me.
Yeah, right.
God.
Yeah, it's gonna do something stupid. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad's kind of the same way too with that. We always used to laugh at that. My sister and I had many great belly laughs at the expense of my poor father when we were kids. My favorite was the McDonald's drive-through, which predates, I think, me. And so I don't know how he never learned how these work. But like it would be like, welcome to McDonald's. How may I take your order? Yeah, and he's like, because you don't see where the microphone is, and so and you're in the car, so he's like hanging half out the car door, out the window, and he's yelling. He's like, "I'll have a large." Wait, what would he say? He would say, "A filet-o-fish, one hamburger, one double quarter pounder." That was always mine.
Yeah.
Supersize. That was also me. And a small French fry. And my sister and I would wait for small French fry and crack up because he didn't pluralize.
Yeah.
So we're thinking he wants them to pick out like one of the tiny hard ones,
Just
and
these
just
little
this
ones.
one of the tiny French fry, and they never, and then
They never learn.
No, and so now he says small French fry, and it's two kids hysterically laughing in the back seat, right?
Yeah.
And he's waving at like, shut up, because now he's hearing and you can't understand him because we're sitting back there howling.
Yeah.
And I've always loved how technology confounds people, but now I'm at the age where I'm starting to be confounded by it.
I
get
think
frustrated.
you do this all the time. You deal with technology all the time.
But you don't understand the anxiety that it brings me and how much I want to
I saw it when I got here.
Yeah, I mean, I threw open the door. I'm like, what did I say? Technical catastrophe or something like that?
Catastrophe.
Yeah,
We need to go upstairs right now.
It's like, can't talk. I hope you're having a great day. And then I run upstairs ahead of you because I thought this would, it was what happened was, ladies and gentlemen, my the mixer I have, it was fine. But the SD card, it's a mini SD card, and you put it in, you take it out, you put it in, you take it out, you put it in the computer, you just move it all over the place, and I guess somewhere along the way it just said enough, and it wouldn't read, and all of my
Matt
songs, all the intro, everything was all on there, and I had to run home, and I had to get
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had to get another micro SD card from home. Thank God I had it.
Did you check your T box? There might be some in there.
I forgot. Nope. It's just heart. What do you call it? Thumb drives and stuff.
Okay.
But anyway,
Cindy's in the back lab.
I had.
Did you check your T box?
Anyway, so it was a nightmare, and I don't have everything. I have to go and find where because some things I would edit and I would save right to the memory card, and that then I assign to all these buttons here. For those of you at home, let's look at what I'm looking at here. So this is what I've got, right? So these buttons here all have the sounds. Like here's the right, and then this is what is this?
And now
The news. Okay, and so let's get that back right there. Oh yeah, and so. All that stuff is saved on the card, and then it's assigned to each button. And I've got banks of these things, and I had to go through and restore as many as I could right before the show. Did not prepare to do anything. I wrote a commencement speech to all the graduates of the world because it is graduation time, and I noticed a lot of people doing these commencement speeches. Jerry Seinfeld, and he gets protested and stuff, and I thought, well, let me write a commencement speech to all graduates, but I didn't get to proofread. I just jotted it down, stream of consciousness, before I left the house for the show, and so I was going to come here and proofread it and tidy it up, but I might not do it today. I might wait till next week, or maybe I should just do it without, rough draft. Just read the rough draft. It might be kind of insane.
Actually, Be kind of funny for me to get the actual Gettysburg College commencement speech and me read like a professional paragraph and then you read yours.
My insane. Yeah, it's insane advice. That's really what it is. Yeah.
And then the eloquent one and then you.
Right, what a real commencement from a real accomplished person sounds like. And then there's Matt's. Anyway, Major was spayed on Tuesday. And
I heard.
And she's walking around the house with a lampshade on her head. And she looks so silly. And she looks at me with these puppy dog eyes, you know.
She is, in fact, a puppy dog.
And she is one. So it's fitting that her eyes are such.
Yeah. It would be weird if she looked at you with human eyes.
I know.
Or
that would scare me.
Or cat eyes.
Or bedroom eyes. That would be even worse. but she I just feel so bad for her because
that's a horrible
and
thing.
Cindy, you know, ladies, what is it with wanting to dress your pets up? Cindy got her a onesie.
That's not dressing a pet up.
Oh,
that
no?
is helping a pet not lick their incision.
Oh, okay, Cindy, what's that, Sin?
I said you said she looks cute.
Well, she does, but that doesn't mean I feel bad for her because
he's trying to undo this on the podcast in front of everybody.
I'm just
Cindy.
trying to really
His
get
man
a bit
card
going.
Is really
No, but she does look cute in it. But like, you know, because it's funny to see a dog wearing clothing or a hat or, you know, reindeer
it's funny to
antlers.
see me wear clothing.
Well, that's true. What?
Have you seen me in my daily life? It's just I wander around
It's
like
funny
a
to see
homeless
me
person.
wear clothing because normally I'm naked. What is
Normally I'm in like sweatpants and a t-shirt, and then I pretend to dress up to go to work, and then I wear stuff like this. Hi guys, this is my work.
Anyway.
Sorry. I'm on a tirade today. I had a bad day.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment.
Oh, we're going to talk about it?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. So I feel really bad for her, but now, you know, I don't have to be afraid of if she goes stray and comes back with puppies in her belly or anything like that. You know, so that's that. Unfortunately, it's not like when you castrate a boy dog and they kind of calm down. She'll still be a wild puppy for a while, but she's actually pretty good.
I haven't heard you complain about her in quite a while.
No, we don't have complaints. Do we have complaints? You don't have complaints about her, Cindy, right? No, she's a sweet little girl.
I used to get the look whenever we brought up Major, but now she seems to be pretty trained.
Yeah, the trainer, and we're going to get him on, right? Yeah, they're fantastic. What?
John B. Hey, since when did Bethany start wearing clothes? I love him. I don't know who you are, John B., but your comments
John
are
B's a
freaking
funny
hilarious.
one. There's a couple. We got some comedians that I wish these people would write bits for us and
that would
send
be
them in.
amazing.
Yeah.
And we could just read them on the air.
Yeah, we could read them or do them or
that.
whatever. Ty Webb is another funny one. He always
he's
cracks
pretty
me
good,
up.
too.
Grant is,
Hilarious.
Well, he's kind of an idiot, but everybody else.
He's not.
Oh,
I love him.
Grant's great.
I have a mental picture of what he looks like in my head. I can't wait to see if it's right.
10 pounds, lost 10 pounds on carnivore in the first 2 weeks.
You?
Oh, I did.
Okay.
I went to the doctor.
I was still on Major. I'm sorry.
No. I went to the doctor on Friday. Saw the weight. I hate the first thing they do. This is the trick of the doctors, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, they make you feel horrible.
You, literally, when I walk, so you're sitting in the waiting room, they open a door, Matt, and I come walking in, and as soon as you cross the threshold to the back area, the private area, the first thing
I need you to step over here on the scale.
is the scale. Mm-hmm. Okay? I go, geez, you guys, usually it's like several feet in, you got to make a turn around the hallway, and my other doctor, no, this one, it's boom, as soon as you walk in the door. So I get on it, and I could feel my face flushing, and I'm like, oh, this is so humiliating. And then down 10 pounds, and I was like, oh, all right, that's not bad. So, and I stripped naked just to make sure.
Yeah.
And then
took out your keys and
yeah. Oh, the keys, the phone, the wallet. Left the wallet in the car. The phone, the keys. Actually, I left the keys in the car because you got the key fob. So I left the house keys in the car. I didn't need to bring them in with me.
I take my shoes off.
Yeah. Well, in the summer when I go, if I have an appointment in the summer, I wear my flip flops. so I could kick them right off and everything.
Ew, and then you step on the scale on your bare feet.
You know what you step
You're
on with bare feet in this
disgusting.
world? Oh, please. You know what? In college, I showered without flip-flops. No, actually, that I didn't do.
Oh, my God.
So anyway, I go in and I sit down with the doc, and she's like, oh, yeah, you lost 10 pounds, looking good, blah, blah, blah. And I go, yeah. And she's like, what are you doing? And I said, carnivore. And she goes, uh-huh. And I said, I know what you're going to say. And I said, but I don't care if my cholesterol goes up. I feel better. I lost 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I sleep like a log. I have energy without having to have coffee. I still drink it, but I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have this voracious appetite where I eat 40 pounds of food and then hate myself till morning. I feel fantastic. And I go, so if my cholesterol goes up, I'm not worried about it because I've been looking into cholesterol. And your American Heart Association kind of changed their tune on that shit. So I'm not worried about it. And, but I'll humor you and we can monitor everything and all that.
Did you really say that?
Absolutely. I love my doctor because I can be very frank with her. And she actually cares about your well-being, not about you fitting into the system she was trained in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My
and
doctor's like that.
She got her certifications and everything later in life. She had done other things in life. And a lot of them were about nutrition and fitness. So she's a little more well-versed in this stuff. And so she's like, well, nobody ever got fat eating fruits and vegetables. And I said, I understand. And I'm going to reintroduce those when they come online at the farmer's market. And they're in season, I'll eat them. But I'm not doing bread. I'm not doing sugar, no sodas, nothing like that. You know, the occasional beer, but mostly red wine. And I feel fantastic.
Good. I'm so happy.
I wish everybody could feel this way if you could just cut out all the shit. But I'm not going to become one of these crusaders. Although I have started a new YouTube channel called The Carney Mat, and you should check it out. No, that's not true. Anyway, what about you? How did you piss people off?
Every time I open my mouth today, I made
Give me an example without outing anybody or their information or whatever. Is it at work you piss people off?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to think of how I can talk about it without being specific.
Joe Blow. You were talking to Joe Blow.
Well,
oh no, he works there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Joseph
Susie Q.
Blow. And Susie
too.
Q works there as well.
Yeah. Somebody that I work with told me that they had done something, and I assumed that they had, and they had not.
In other words, Joe Blow was supposed to file some papers, and you say, "Hey Joe, did you file those? Oh yeah, filed them the other day."
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then you went to the file, and they weren't there.
Well, then I went to the visitor center, and the head of finance was like, "What is this thing that came up on my system, and why does it say Bethany?" And I was like, I don't know. So she was like, I can't do anything. I can't close the month until you figure this out, blah, 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 blah. So it became a situation. So that was the first person I pissed off.
Okay.
Although she ended up being nice about it later, but she was mad at the time.
Right.
Oh my God, here it comes.
Yeah. Keep going.
And then I had to call the school today.
Uh-oh. Ezra in trouble?
No, for work day. And because we were going to have the lunch at the gym.
Okay.
For work day.
And you're mad at me for wearing no shoes on the scale?
Yeah.
That's gross. Lunch in a gym?
It's a cafeteria.
Oh.
It's a gymateria.
Which is still gross.
Whatever.
All right, go ahead.
And nothing had been filed. And so I think the lady at the school was kind of like, ugh, I'll make this work for you. And then I felt bad. It's just like a whole bunch of like, who can I piss off? And I don't like pissing people off.
No.
I like making people happy. Hence why I'm on a podcast that's funny.
Right.
If I wanted to piss people off, I'd be on a different podcast.
You'd be on my other YouTube channel, mattspolitics.com.
Yeah.
Channel YouTube.
Which I would never go on.
Yeah, I would never
Yeah.
do. You know how much money I could make if I did that, though? If I did
politics?
Oh, my God.
Really?
Oh, my God. I'm such a curmudgeon. Yeah.
Oh.
If I did a politics show.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, like you'd be like the Lewis Black of Gettysburg.
Yeah, I hate everybody.
Gotcha.
I don't even know where that would fit. It wouldn't be conservative talk. It wouldn't be liberal talk. It would be anger, just, sick of you all talk.
Yeah. Well, I think that's called the life podcast.
I think most people are middle of the road, and most people are kind of sick of both extremities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or extremes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I digress. So the
newsletter, the poor woman who does the newsletter design for us.
Yeah.
She called and she's like, Bethany, I hate to be this way, but the newsletter was due a while back and none of the articles are in the thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I'm looking at the file right now and none of them are in there.
And Joe Blow was supposed to put them in there.
No. Oh. I put them in.
Oh.
And I said, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm looking at the file right now and they're all in there. And here there's like a miscommunication between OneDrive, because I noticed the ones she doesn't have are the ones I uploaded at home. And so she's been sitting there waiting on me, and I thought she had them all. And then so I caused kerfluffle there. I know. I suck.
Sometimes you just have a bad day and you don't mean to, but you end up pissing everybody off. And it's like, can't you see I'm tripping over myself here? Give me a break. I'm not trying to do this.
Yeah. And I think most people understand that. Like, luckily at my work, I am, I think, well liked.
That's not what I hear.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God.
Oh, you're just being funny.
Did you really believe that?
I did for a second.
You are gullible.
I'm sorry, but you do
did
that
you
in
really,
such
do you
a
think
serious
I would say,
way. I believed you about the walk tallers.
I know, and that was because that was brilliant. But do you think that I would seriously say that to you?
I don't know.
I mean, if on the show, like I would, if I, somebody said, "Oh God, we can't stand Bethany over there," I would never ever say that on the show. That's embarrassing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean.
By the way, speaking of the walk tallers,
they're wonderful.
They're playing at Lincoln Lincoln Social. No,
what was there? Oh, Savor Lincoln. That's what I've been calling.
Savor Lincoln, yeah.
At Savor Lincoln.
No, I was talking to my friend Pete back home last night, and I hadn't talked to him a couple months, and so we were catching up on everything. We were talking about the walk tallers, and and he said, when you told Beth, I know exactly the face she had. I know the feeling in her chest that she had. I know the sense of shame that she had because I've been through it. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah. He goes, the pizza box. And did I ever tell you what a pizza box story is?
No.
Okay, so we were younger. We were in like high school, and really Pete should do this. I think he said he would call him if he had the time. But
I can't wait to meet Pete.
Yes. Well, so we had this friend Todd, and Todd always he was a good kid. But for some reason, we always like picked on him, and I feel bad about it today. But at the time, it made sense. And so I don't know what we did something that pissed him off, and he did something that he thought was hurting us, but it was like a shoot yourself in the foot or cut off your nose to spite your face type of a thing. And we were just like, as he stormed away, we were just sitting there all befuddled. And they're like, what? How does that hurt us?
Yeah.
And then I said, God, it's just like the time he threw the pizza in the creek. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I go, oh, he went to Frank's Pizza. He ordered a pepperoni. And as he's driving, he goes, that smells like sausage. And he looks over, he pulls over the side of the road, happens to be on a little bridge over a creek. And he opens the box and he looks in and he sees it's sausage. And instead of taking it back to Frank's, he gets so pissed off, he goes around the car, opens the passenger door, takes the pizza box and hauls it in the creek. And everybody's like, oh, he's so stupid. Like, why? Like, yeah, because now you're out pizza. What are you going to have for dinner? What an idiot. 2 years later, we're all sitting around talking, same group of guys. And one of them says, yeah, it's like Todd in the pizza box story. And I go, the what? He's like, the pizza box story. When he threw the pizza, he gave the pizza cement shoes. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, you told us the story. And then they reminded me of it. And I was like, you believed that? Like, that was it. I thought you would have seen it was so absurd that you would have figured out it was a joke. So you got pizza boxed. I'm sorry.
Apparently.
Yeah. You and 73% of the audience.
I'm just saying, oh, can I make you do I want to make you feel horrible?
It's impossible. But try.
So I came in. Okay, I'm going to try.
Go ahead.
I came into this podcast thinking,
oh, Jesus.
Here is a man who has integrity. and loves me and wants me to succeed and to not look like a moron on live radio. And so he's going to do everything he can to carry me along in this because I'm a newbie.
Right.
Your face is getting red. And
Because I was laughing.
Yeah, whatever. And so he would never make up a story and like that and not tell me.
Yeah.
And here he did.
You know, we've known each other for a number of years, but we really don't know each other well until you started doing the show.
Yeah.
And now you're learning.
Yeah.
I like a good prank.
Yeah.
I like them when they're played on me. I like to play them on other people. And I'm sorry.
I can't.
That's
play
my way
pranks
of
on
saying
people.
I love you. You know.
I guess.
I'll prank you. I'll come up with a nickname for you. That's my way of saying I see you, I hear you, and I acknowledge you with my own name for you. Not everybody gets one, and I still feel the same way about them. But and you have to earn the nickname. You have to earn it. People go, oh yeah, you can call me, Blade. No. And that's not a reference to Eric Lindblade. That's just, I knew a kid in high school who wanted to be called Blade.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, no. And then I showed him this George Hamilton movie about Zorro. And I said, we can call you this. And he's like, no. And I said, well, then
that's what it's going to be.
Don't try to be, don't try to be telling people what your nickname should be.
Yeah.
You're looking at my...
I'm just always concerned that you have a knife laying around.
No, it's not a knife.
Oh, it's a mustache.
Comb for my facial hair, as you can see here. Like to keep it straight whenever possible. All right, so listen. Colby's sick, so Debbie is sitting in for Colby. How you doing, Deb?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. You went and you were a volunteer or ambassador, I believe, is what we call you now. You were an ambassador for Doors Open. How was that?
Great fun. And it's not just last weekend. Like, this is continuing all summer long. So I get to do this now every Sunday afternoon. And I had a blast. Like, people who walk up to the various houses are super curious.
Yeah.
And they appreciate hearing the stories. So, like, I would launch into my spiel about the Leister House and Lydia Leister and what she dealt with and, the Council of War and all of that. And people were super into it, which was great fun. And they asked great questions. And when I got back to the visitor center Sunday afternoon, I turned in the key in the radio and I looked at the ranger and I said, can I do this every day? Because this was fun.
Yeah. And how many people? When we were there, we went to the Leister House first, and there were like a ton of people there.
Yeah, it's always packed.
There's a huge line.
I haven't seen any numbers of how many people actually came through. I can tell you that when I was there Sunday afternoon, in the 2 hours I was there, I had almost 30 people.
Okay.
But it wasn't like a, line out the door kind of thing.
Now, so we went Saturday and Troy was standing there. I guess there was an ambassador inside, but Troy was standing kind of at the corner and he was talking about the Leister House and, giving a lot of history for all the people waiting in line, which I thought was a nice touch because otherwise you're just standing there in line waiting for a 3-second look around a very small house, So that was a pretty good idea to have a ranger there. Was somebody there on Sunday when you were doing that?
No.
Okay, so maybe was he just kind of doing that? Was that like a...
Saturday was the official Doors Open event.
Okay.
So that's why there were rangers at most of the houses on Saturday. But the Doors Open event was only on Saturday. And this actually confused people because I heard from someone else who was like, when you're here on Sunday, the house won't be open. And I was like, what are you talking about? That's literally the whole point. Like, that's why they trained us. And there's a whole, you have to sign the key out and make sure you take a radio. Like, there was a whole spiel.
Yeah.
Like, no, that the house is supposed to be open tomorrow. So very confused. And he goes, no. When I went to get the stuff this morning, he was like, they told me it was only today. And I'm like, have you not been listening to any of the training we have had for the last 2 months?
Probably not.
But I guess there was a miscommunication that some of the rangers thought that the ambassador program was the same thing as Doors Open, and it's not. They're two separate things.
Oh, okay. But the ambassadors were helping with Doors Open.
Correct. Yeah,
gotcha.
because
I was driving by, I think yesterday, by the Bryan farm, and they had an ambassador sign outside.
Yep. So anytime you see a sign that says Battlefield Ambassador, and I believe it has,
that's right,
I think it's the volunteer logo on it.
Yeah.
That lets you know that house is open. Someone is in there that you can talk to.
Now, as an ambassador, do you get diplomatic immunity on the park grounds? Like, can you go the wrong way without getting in trouble?
I mean, I haven't tried it, but...
Try it and let me know. By the way...
I'm going to go with probably not.
I'm going to guess not either.
By the way, back in April when we had our first Get Out of the Car tour, we were all gathering, and a law enforcement ranger came up. And every time that happens, I get this feeling in the pit of my stomach, like, oh, geez, like, is this it? Is this the end of the Get Out of the Car tours? And so she stopped and got out of the car, and she's like, who's in charge here? And everybody was pointing at, I pointed to Cindy, and and Lewis was nearby, so he went over, and then I was like on the other side. I was far away, so I walked over to them, and I know her. It's Amanda.
Oh, I love Amanda.
She's great, and so she just said, she's like, give me a second, I just want to address everybody. And so she, addressed everybody, and she's like, hey, folks, get on one side of the road or the other. There's a lot of cars parked here. There's a one lane of traffic. It's, we don't want anybody getting hurt. Please, we want you to enjoy yourself, blah, 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 blah. And everybody complied. And Lewis and I were left there with her while everybody's moving. And we were both like shocked. And we both, and Lewis spoke first, and he's just like, that's the nicest anybody's ever treated us, And I said, and she's like, oh, come on. And like, no, really. Like, every time we've encountered you guys, it's hostile, and so thank you for, treating us like people and understanding these people are here to enjoy themselves. And, and she was like, oh, whatever. And I said, give me your card. I'm going to write your boss. So I did. And,
you wrote to Joe?
I wrote to Joe, and he wrote back, and he said it was nice to hear that, and he appreciated it. And then I saw Amanda during Doors Open, and I said, did you hear I wrote your boss? Did he commend you? And she's like, yeah, he read it to the whole staff. So I was like, oh, good. I know it's a tough job.
Yeah.
But I've had a few encounters where we're literally, just standing there, and it's not always 90 of us. It's, 2 of us, but like, one guy was rollerblading, and he just came up to me because he recognized me, and we were talking. And what am I going to do? Dude, you can't rollerblade here. So I'm like, whatever, we're talking. And then the ranger comes over, and he's just very like, and I don't know, like, you don't need to do that. So Amanda did it well, and
she's great.
So Amanda, if you ever encounter Amanda, say thank you for being nice to the Addressing Gettysburg crew. Somebody said to me later at the Farnsworth house at lunch that we were talking about that, and somebody's like, that actually kind of made my day.
Aw.
And I'm like, yeah, it's nice to have nice encounters with people. So
I saw her in the visitor center the other day, and she came up to, she's so cute. She came up to me, she goes, oh my God, I absolutely love your lip color. And I'm like, the hell are you talking about? I don't wear lipstick. It's just my lips. And she's like, oh, well, you wear it well. I'm like, I love you. She's so cute.
Yeah. So, and I just wanted to publicly thank her for doing that. I forgot to do it. Speaking of Get Out of the Car tours, the Get Out of the Car tour video for April 20th is up on our YouTube channel. I guess it got over 1,000 views in less than 24 hours. And I guess like YouTube, that's some kind of a thing, because when I went to look at the stats, it shows you the ranking of all the videos of the week or up to that point. And that was number 1, and they had like little fireworks going in the background. Aww. So I guess it means something if it's under 24 hours and you hit 1,000. So that's good. Thanks to everybody for watching that. More to come as the season goes on. I think. Ken Mead did the camera. He has histography through my lens. That's his channel on YouTube. And so that's that. Now, we have a guest, but Pete's calling in right now. Do you want to commiserate with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that then. Pete, are you there? Wait, hold on. Now, are you there, Peter?
Oh, he's in the car.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, apparently you're in a wind tunnel.
I mean, I'm in my car,
Okay.
but the windows are closed.
All right, so you're in an old Model T with no soundproofing at all or anything like that.
That's not the case, but let me try. Is this better?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, but go ahead, go with it.
Am I on? Am I on?
Am I coming in clear? Yes, you're coming in clear. So go ahead. You wanted to commiserate with Bethany.
I watched last week's show when Matt came clean about the walk tallers.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the look on your face, and I thought to myself, I've seen the look before. On my own face, for the very first time, I heard a pizza box story. Now, you may be asking, what's a pizza box story? So, you know, this isn't Matt's first show. Back in high school, $2 a tape. It's a whole nother story. But we were complaining about this one guy that was on the show, and Matt said something like, you know, this is a guy who, you know, orders a pepperoni pizza and gets a sausage one, and he gets upset and he drives the pizza to the river and he throws it in the river and says, this pizza box sleeps with the fishes. So we believed it, right? Because we were all mad at this guy and we wanted to believe it. So like 2 years go by, and we're complaining about this guy for some reason. And one of my friends is there, and he's like, yeah, it's just like when he went and threw that pizza box in the river. And Matt starts cracking up, just like he did when he was telling you that, like, really high-pitched, like, laughter that you can't even contain. It's busting out of every part of his body because he fooled his friends for so long. And they feel like such fools and are so disappointed. This is the laugh, actually. This is the laugh.
It's the maniacal.
This maniacal laugh. It's the only time this laugh comes out is when he's really fooled somebody. And he says, I made up that whole pizza box story, and that's where the term pizza box story comes from.
Well, Pete,
and so,
I want you to know that I'm glad that somebody out there feels my pain, because as I mentioned earlier in the show, I was under the impression that, you know, what he told me was on the air was fact. You know, and then the worst part about it was we continued to talk about it later at dinner afterwards, and he continued with the whole story. I mean, he had a whole backstory.
Oh, I know. So the very first one was really by accident. He didn't think that we really believed him until literally 2 years later it got brought up in conversation again. So then it's like he stumbled upon like a secret power that he had. So then let's fast forward like 3 or 4 years. I'm in college. I don't know where Matt is at this time, but I'm talking to him on the phone. He's like, so I was in college, and he was in college too. And he's like, you know, Max Weinberg of the E Street Band, Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band, and Conan O'Brien's band on the talk show. He visited the school that Matt went to, and he did a talk. And Matt goes, yeah, I got to like meet him afterwards. And I said that I'm an aspiring musician, and do you have any advice? And he invites me into a program that the Conan O'Brien show is doing to highlight like young musicians. And right then and there, Max Weinberg selects him. Doesn't hear him play anything, right? Doesn't hear him play a lick of music on the piano.
He knew Money and Cigarettes. Oh, you're Matt from Money and Cigarettes? He knew it. My reputation preceded me.
So why I fell for this, I don't know, looking back on it. But I thought, what an opportunity, great job. You know, it gets to a point where Matt is going in to meet with the producers at the Conan O'Brien show.
It didn't get that far.
Yes, you did. You kept it going, and then you actually set a date of when it was going to be airing. And I think I was the only idiot on the planet that believed this story. So there I am, like 11:30 at night, tuning into the Conan O'Brien show, expecting to see, my good friend on national TV. And it was just like a regular old show, And I remember calling him.
I was 19.
And I remember calling you, and you had the same effing laugh that you did right there. And
your best friend stayed up late to support you.
Oh, I know. Isn't that wonderful? And my mom too. She fell for it. But you know, I had to go hide out in my around the block. I drove around the block and hid for like 5 or 6 hours just so my mom could go out and watch the show. And it wasn't a live show, if I recall.
You're so
What, the
mean.
Conan O'Brien show?
Yeah, was it live?
That was probably taped.
It was taped.
But this is besides the point. You lead people down these paths, and then you just unload.
You know what it
unload
is?
the truth on them like a I don't even know what the word is.
Like
but
a weapon.
It's unkind. It's unkind.
What fascinates me is that, you know, by that point he knew me 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And there's been more than
Like,
one pizza box story.
Yeah, but I should have just realized then and there that the Conan O'Brien thing that you're
re-
not that lucky at all.
No. In hindsight, we all know, like we were saying last night, like I was never that talented, right? But it just goes to show at the time how delusional my friends were as well. That in that case, that because you weren't the only one that believed that. J&J believed it too.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I felt like it though.
Right.
And I just know that anything that ever happened to you from that point on,
You never
we'd always
believed?
have to ask.
Yeah.
Like, is this a pizza box story?
Right.
Like, am I going to even go down this road?
That's
like,
right.
Come on.
And when real things would happen that were like absurd, he'd be like, it sounds like a pizza box story. And I go, yeah, I know. That's the brilliance of the pizza box stories, but this actually happened. And it's the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So now when I play a song that somebody actually does send in about you,
I'm not gonna,
they're going to have to
be like,
actually
I don't
come in
care.
and perform it because you won't believe it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then
I
you'll
actually
probably think it was some hologram or something that's performing in front of you.
I just want to say I'm going to pull out the big guns right now.
I don't even really believe that you have a successful podcast.
I don't.
I'm going to pull out the big guns and say, Matt, I'm really disappointed in you.
Oh, please.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Please. First of all, this is 40 years ago. We were kids. This is what guys do. We bust balls. We josh. We make up stories. You don't make. You probably don't.
I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like Matt's motto is "Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story."
Absolutely. I love a good story. And really, it was just like a social experiment. Like, how far can I take it with these guys before they start smelling BS? And it's pretty far.
With me, it's very far. Yeah. With me, it is a very far road you can go because I just have a tendency.
I was disappointed in them that they believed it.
I believe
it's their fault.
Yeah, I'm very gullible.
Don't turn this around that it was, well, you should have known better, you know. No.
Yeah,
no,
you should have known better.
Set out to deceive. You set out to deceive.
I did not set out to deceive. I found an opportunity in a natural conversation to see if you. I expected, with the Max Weinberger thing, I expected him to go.
That's even worse. You're like sniffing out an opportunity.
No.
Like at every turn.
No.
Every turn of the conversation. Oh, this could be where I dropped the bomb on him. You know, the big whopper.
I took Steve Winwood's music very seriously, and when he said, "If you see a chance, take it," I said, "I will, Mr. Winwood." And so I saw a chance when. I was telling you about the Max Weinberg thing, and I saw a chance to make a joke to see, like, in other words. It was supposed to be a self-deprecating joke, like I'm ever that good to get on the Max Weinberg show, right? Or the Conan O'Brien show and play with Max Weinberg. I figured he would know my abilities well enough at that point to know that is bull.
Shame on me for thinking that you were ever talented.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Pete.
Well,
Pete,
it's all
just
relative.
know that I'm on your side.
Oh, I'm on your side. Like I said, I looked at your face. I looked at your face, and I felt such compassion for that face. And I instantly, as soon as I saw it, I texted Matt, and I was like, I know what Bethany's going through. I have to call in next week because you have to know, Bethany, you are not alone.
Thank you.
You are not.
I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. One of us was going to do it.
Thank you, Mr.
Next
Jackson.
time,
I am here with you.
whenever you're in town next time, I owe you a hug.
All right, deal. And we're going to start a Peep the Box support group.
Yeah,
we might get some
exactly.
people joining for
Yes.
different reasons, but it's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you for the call, Peter. Always great to talk to you.
Thank you. I'm sorry I was a little bit late. I got tied up at work, but thank you for reminding me.
Well, you have to apologize to our guest now because she's been waiting in the wings all this time, all because of you.
My apologies. I will fraternize your business if you have one.
Fraternize or patronize?
What did I say?
You said fraternize.
Man, it's been a week, man.
Yeah. Is that my fault now that you can't get the right word? Did I somehow trick you into saying the wrong word or something like that, Peter?
Yeah, but you put it on the air and called them out on it.
Yeah, you better believe.
Yeah,
that's going on the board.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. You're welcome, and thank you for the call, Peter. It was very entertaining, and
thank you.
All right.
I appreciate you looking out for me.
All right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Just don't believe anything you hear, okay?
Never again.
See if
Never
you
again.
get a birthday present this year. All right, Peter?
Yeah, I won't hold my breath for the last 25
All right, whatever. I'll talk to you later. We'll be right back after these words, folks.
Want to promote your Gettysburg business? Send an email to sales@addressinggettysburg.com.
Hey Gettys nerds, 2024 is shaping up to be a fun year for Addressing Gettysburg, and we want you to join us. Our Get Out of the Car tours, put together and led by licensed battlefield guide Louis Trott, kick off in April and will be available at a later date for the first time ever on our YouTube channel. Speaking of our YouTube channel, Gettysburg National Military Park's Winter Lecture Series is available exclusively over there from January through March. So be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single one. We have much more in the works, so be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now for free on Patreon. We hope to get to meet and spend time with many of you this year as we spread the word about the Battle of Gettysburg and the Civil War. Help us teach the masses that history is not boring.
Movies and documentaries about history are spread out across the internet, and their quality is often suspect. History Fix delivers curated historic programming to your preferred device using their website or branded apps. Join History Fix for movies, documentaries, short films, and how-tos. Addressing Gettysburg podcast fans receive 20% off their first annual subscription. So what are you waiting for? Sign up at www.historyfix.com and use promo code ADGBURG. That's ADGBURG.
Want the freshest cup of coffee in Gettysburg? Then visit Bantam Roasters, formerly 82 Cafe at 82 Steinware Avenue. They roast all of their coffee in-house, and they have a full coffee bar to keep you caffeinated during your trip. Visit them at www.raggededgerc.com for their menu and shipping options for all of their freshly roasted coffee. Use promo code Hancock for 10% off your order in the cafe.
This episode of Addressing Gettysburg is brought to you in part by me, audiobook narrator Mike Scott. Narrator of Savis Beattie's Bloody Autumn, the Shenandoah Valley Campaign of 1864, and Unlike Anything That Ever Floated, the Monitor and Virginia and the Battle of Hampton Roads. If you are an author or publisher interested in having your titles produced as audiobooks, or even just in learning more about the process, give me a shout. You can find my contact info on my website, MikeScottVoice.com. That's MikeScottVoice.com.
And Civil War Trails. It's the world's largest open-air museum, and they offer over 1,300 sites across 6 states. Drive the Gettysburg campaign turn by turn, paddle to Frederick Douglass's birthplace, or hike to remote earthworks and artillery positions. Visit civilwartrails.org to request a brochure and explore their interactive map. Follow Civil War Trails and create some history of your own.
You're listening to the Addressing Gettysburg podcast.
We hate abbreviations. Welcome back to AGT. Where's the writer?
Oh, just wrenched my back.
Oh my God, you're 112.
Oh my Lord. With all that backstabbing, buddy Pete there.
I'm not even.
Oh, yeah, I'm the victim.
Yeah.
She was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's where the Walk Tallers are from. She's worked for 30 years in educational publishing, including as creative director for a major children's publisher. She left that to pursue painting full-time in 2007. Have you seen any of her paintings?
Yes.
Of course you have. They're wonderful.
Yeah, we have them at work.
They're imaginative, and they're all about Lincoln.
Yes.
Which is fascinating to me. By the way, if you're a patron, she actually, this might be free by now because she was one of our early guests, and we talked about her paintings. So you can talk about that or go listen to us talk about that. She painted her first portrait of Lincoln in 1983, and art became her passion. She's been featured on CNN.
Sorry,
She's been featured on CNN and also had her art featured at the Historical Society of Washington, D.C. Ask her about where her work has been exhibited. Oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to read that. That's the Ron Burgundy moment there. She was awarded the YWCA's Cali Award, Gettysburg Businesswoman of the Year, and presented a key to the borough of Gettysburg. On May 23rd, 2024, Wendy will be receiving the Cal Duquette? How do you say it?
I think Duquette.
I hope Duquette. Cal Duquette Award, Gettysburg Civil War Roundtable. Currently serves as president for the Lincoln Fellowship of Pennsylvania and is founder of a daily presenter of the fellowship's 100 Nights of Taps Gettysburg program. Serves in the board of advisors for the Lincoln Forum. Her name is Wendy Allen, and she's here with us today. Welcome, Wendy.
Thank you.
So 100 Nights of Taps is what we're focusing on tonight.
Terrific.
I mean, there's a ton of things that we could focus on with you, but I love the 100 Nights of Taps. I'm not a religious guy, but in the Church of American Patriotism and all of that stuff, this is like listening to the Mormon Tabernacle Choir or something like that. Like it is.
I cry every time.
Oh, you can't help but cry, or at least get welled up or chills up your, in whatever way your body reacts to that. But it's a very moving experience. Tell us about how you got the idea or how the idea came about, and what exactly is it for those who don't know?
Sure. In 2001, I went to Europe. I was visiting the World War I battlefields and stopped in Ypres, Belgium. And my friend Elaine Henderson said, we have to go see The Last Post. And I didn't know what the heck she was talking about. And so we went to the Menin Gate and we watched this amazing ceremony of The Last Post. They sound The Last Post as thanks to the British soldiers who helped save Ypres during World War I. And they sound Last Post there every single night at 8 o'clock without fail. Even during World War II, when the Nazis occupied Ypres, they moved the ceremony to London. And then when the Nazis were driven out, but still on the outskirts of Ypres, they brought the ceremony back to continue it. Well, what I loved about it was you had to be there. It's something that goes on every single night. It's not recorded. It's just a thank you in a very traditional way. And I thought, we need to do that in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
That sort of ceremony.
I like that you point out that it's not recorded, because it's almost like if you did record it or broadcast it, it's almost more of saying, look what we're doing, not thank you for what you did.
I continually have to make sure that the focus is on, well, not only education, we are educating during the ceremony, but also on the soldiers that are.
How long did it take you, once you decided this is what you wanted to do here, how long did it take you to actually get it to happen?
Many years. It was 2001. I think I approached the Park Service in 2009, but I didn't have a good enough plan in place, clearly. But then I came back in 2017 with the fellowship, once I had belonged to the fellowship, and I thought, this is what it needed a little more muscle with a nonprofit. And so it was 2017 we got it going.
So what is Lincoln Fellowship, since you brought it up?
That's a good question, because the fellowship, this has been our constant getting out. I've tried to get the word out. The fellowship has been in Gettysburg since 1938. Okay. And very in charge of the dedication day ceremony since 1938. We've since expanded, and it's been an illustrious, wonderful organization, all volunteer board, hardworking, that nobody knows about, but we do really, really cool things. We do dedication day. We do 100 Nights of Taps. We commissioned and take care of the statue on the square, the return visit statue. And
with Perry Como?
Yes.
Yeah.
With a citizen.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh. I thought Perry was singing Catch a Falling Star to him.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. President.
It's really an amazing piece of art, but that's
it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that sweater looks so real. It does.
I've watched people try to take it off, think that it's
like an actual sweater.
Pull it. Like,
yes.
Is he Did somebody put a sweater on the statue?
But you guys had it cleaned.
We did, and I've got kind of an interesting story that we had it cleaned and we had it restored, completely restored.
Okay.
Yeah, looks
a lot of money worth of restoration. We get it back, it's installed. A couple days later, I get a phone call from the police department. Your statue is wobbling.
Oh God.
It's like really heavy, so we went down, and sure enough, it is wobbling. And the tourists are all over that statue.
Yeah.
So it became, so we had to.
How them being all over it and everything like that. I'm assuming that's why you had to get it restored because of all of the handling
normal
and
wear
hanging.
and tear.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the weather.
Yeah.
It's all good. I mean, it's
the
a good
weather.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean,
No, you want people to interact with.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sure.
It's a beautiful statue. We want people close. We like, it's great. But I'm a plug for the borough because they fixed the statue for us. They did it. The Public
that's
Works.
nice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they were brilliant. A brilliant fix on that. So it's good to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. It's
so-
a mainstay at this point.
Oh, it is.
It
yeah.
is.
Kind of one of the things people come here to see.
It is.
Yeah.
I bet you it's probably one of the most photographed statues.
Oh,
in
it's
here.
got to be.
Yeah.
It's such a cool concept too. That
It
he's
is.
showing. One of the biggest entertainers of the 20th century, where he stayed when he was here. No, but really, I mean.
Oh boy.
No, really. I mean, okay. I know it's really not.
No,
Perry
it's-
Como, but that's the joke. It kind of looks like Perry Como.
Of course it is.
Yeah, but still, it's a cool concept that he's showing a modern person. What exactly is it supposed to be? It's just a modern person, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a contemporary person being at Lincoln, showing where he finished or completed the Gettysburg Address. Sure.
What year was that?
91, I believe.
91.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny how it's just in those 30 years, like nobody wears sweaters like that anymore. We have to change the
Of all
sweater.
the things.
We got to change the sweater. All I'm saying is we got to update them. That's all. Should have like a tank top on or something. I don't know.
An I Like Ike shirt.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, we should get him one of those T-shirts that we sell at the visitor center that has Lincoln's face and it says "That was so 7 years ago."
There you go.
With the glasses.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it'd be awesome.
My sweater was so 7 years ago. Yeah.
Every time there's an event, though, there's always something, a scarf. Or,
Oh, yeah.
Somebody leaves and I love that concept too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you're. Is it fair to call it an obsession with Lincoln?
I think that's really fair. Sure.
Is it okay? Where does that come from?
I suppose childhood and mom dragging me around to all the historic sites, especially Gettysburg
sure,
and
yeah.
D.C. And I think I really appreciated at a young age what a significant, a profound impact he had on history. And I liked it. I liked the narrative for sure.
It's funny
And he's
you say
so
that.
cool looking too. I mean, he's a cool looking guy.
And we had this discussion when you were on the show. You said he's a handsome guy.
I think he is.
So yeah, and I was like, I never thought of it that way. I never saw him but he's an interesting looking guy for sure. I mean, it's an iconic face.
Sure.
And I think that's because my allowance was $5 a week, and it's just become emblazoned in my mind as an iconic
Lord.
face. I look forward to that, but really though, I mean, no matter what age you're looking at, and what angle it is, like it's just there's something in the eyes that I don't know I've ever seen in any other president for sure.
For sure.
But public figure, like there's I hate to say this because it's his nickname, but there's an honesty in his eyes, but there's a deep sadness in his eyes.
Right.
And, he's been deified over the years.
Sure.
But I understand why.
Sure.
Like, I mean, look what he had to go through,
Right.
Personally and for the nation and everything like that. And he is a very fascinating guy, but which is your favorite picture of him?
I guess the one they call the Gettysburg portrait.
Looking straight on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it was done for the Emancipation Proclamation. It's now become the Gettysburg portrait because it was taken right before he came here. But he took it. Actually, he took it for a sculptor, Sarah Fisher Ames. She wanted to get more accurate measurements. Yeah, of his face and his face to the shoulders and so on. So that's why she probably heavily art directed that photo shoot.
Yeah.
So that she could get what she needed for her sculpture. Sculpture's just so-so. the portrait became famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It was just to help her work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's better than the actual work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he there is something. Ever since we had that conversation, I see his face differently now. And I do see it as a handsome face. It took me a while to see what the hell you were seeing.
Yeah.
But eventually I was like, he's not,
traditionally handsome.
He's not leading man material, but there is it's like me, not, but handsome. Rugged beauty is a lot of people describe me as. Same with Lincoln, a rugged beauty.
I see it. I see it. No. I see the rugged beauty going on. Yep.
Right.
She's gonna start painting you now.
Right.
You're right.
Oh God, you'll go out of business. Your gallery will close
We're
in a
who
minute.
the hell's that?
But the name, the Calorie Gallery. I mean that.
My
that
gosh.
works.
It does work.
It's the same spelling, just one letter. That's different. Okay, 100 Nights of Taps. Let's get back to that though. Now you open up on Memorial Day, right?
We do. Yep.
And it goes for 100 nights. Rain or shine?
Rain or shine, except thunder.
Snow. Okay, thunder.
Lightning.
Yeah.
We're very careful about lightning.
Probably not a good idea to have a piece of metal to your
yeah.
mouth when there's lightning in the air.
Yeah, no, that's not good. That's
Right.
not a good thing. But we've only, this will be our 8th year. So out of the 7 years that we've done this, we've only missed 1 or 2 because of lightning. And also we're very good at watching the radar. So we know those storms coming up. You're out there every night, you know exactly what those clouds are going to do.
Yes.
And so we can judge. And sometimes we'll just cut the program a little short, or we'll start a little early, or we'll wait.
And it's not, every night there's something other than just tap. Like, in other words, it's not just taps.
That is correct.
There's some presentation or something like that.
We are considered an educational program, and we have these, we call them enduring pathways. They're stories. We talk about maybe a soldier that's buried there. We talk something about Lincoln. The debate now about where he actually stood. We have fun with that.
Yeah.
If we have guests.
Where do you think he stood?
The latest.
I do too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Chris Oakley's amazing.
Yeah, I got to get him on the show.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I love his sunglasses too.
He's great. He's a great guy. He's a good friend of mine. So
just
Beth.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep talking.
Just ignore the dad jokes.
And yeah, no. So we talk about Lincoln, and then if we have kids, or if somebody wants to participate, we have a really nice talk about the Gettysburg Address, and one person will read the address, and the other person will talk about it. It's nice.
It is. So you do. So that means that you have to put together, you and your team, I guess, and not just you, 100 programs every year.
Technically 200, because you got to find the bugleist or the performer, and then the program.
Well, right.
Well,
okay.
we have our buglers,
but it's one program,
right? And then we will repeat some of our enduring pathways, but yeah, no.
But that's a lot of work.
I produce 100 scripts.
You do?
Oh yeah.
God, can you write my narrative episodes for me? Because I don't have time. So 100. So okay, so you do 100 scripts. How big is the team that you have to help you with this?
And I should mention, because they're all volunteer, I rely heavily on John Tuscan. He's a seasonal ranger over at the Eisenhower. He's been great.
He's good.
Yeah, he's fantastic. His wife Sandy takes all of our pictures. Scott Burkett is another board member who helps out with helping out with the presentation. And my sister Amy Woodis helps out, and Elaine Henderson helps out. So we do have a team. But we all love being there. So we kind of fight over whose night, is going to do it. But it's great. How great is that? I mean, it's a perfect, because it's short, it's poignant, it's interesting. And we also work with the Rangers now. The Rangers will present enduring pathways. We have a ranger come on Friday nights from the Eisenhower National Historic Site to give an enduring pathway, which is great. And then we have the Gettysburg National Military Park Rangers that rotate speaking as well. So it's wonderful. We also, I must say that we are the closing for the Licensed Battlefield Guide Tour that starts at 5 or 5:30. Right. And I do want to mention that, because they do bring people to the ceremony, which is great for us. And it's such a wonderful evening for the tourist that's been out on the battlefield. And then they come and they learn a little about the cemetery, and then we close with taps. It's just a perfect bookend.
Yeah, it is.
And the excuse me, the first night that you do it, the what do you call it? Where you have people reading the names of the dead. But right, wasn't that last, or was that in the winter? Wait, maybe
that's Remembrance Day.
It's Remembrance Day. I'm sorry. Yeah, because Veronica did that.
I left something off the script.
No, that's right. Because we went to see Veronica. You're right. It was cold. I was freezing. Yeah, that was
the
Remembrance
Luminarium.
Day.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Luminary.
Great job with that.
Thanks. That's lovely.
I was about to tell Wendy, great job. Good job from you too.
That's me, Matt.
But it is very moving. No, so but 100 Nights of Taps though is also very moving because it's done at sundown, right?
Mm-hmm. 7 o'clock every night. 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I always thought it was like when the sun was just about to go, but I guess you got to get people out of there before that time. Anyway, but so still, it's the end of the day, so it's beautiful because you got the sunset and the nice orange glow on the monuments and the graves. And
it's beautiful. To watch the sun shift over the summer.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Crazy.
And you mentioned before that, you watch the radar and then you see the clouds and you know what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. It's so true. I don't know. I've never lived anywhere else. I've lived a couple of other places and I never was able to predict the weather with such accuracy as I can here just by looking at the sky.
Yeah, no, you really can.
It's very predictable.
Very.
Which I love.
Right.
I remember when I used to run the bike tours, the thing that would frustrate me the most was like somebody would call and say, we have a tour scheduled for next week and the 7-day forecast is saying it's going to be rainy. And I go, okay. And they're like, what do we do? I go, well, typically you get wet. I said, but we've been doing this for almost 20 years and we know the weather pretty well around here and that'll probably change. And even if it's still saying it'll probably come after 3:30 and dump for an hour at the most and then clear up and be gorgeous. And the colors you'll see in the sky will blow your mind. And she's like, oh, that sounds nice. And, but people from everywhere else that that actually can live by the forecast,
yes,
a little better than we can here. They don't believe that they're like, what are you, some kind of Aboriginal person who knows the earth so well? And it's like, no, you can look and see. It's very
you really
regular.
can. But that's a little elevated too, so you can really see off in the horizon.
Yeah, you get a good view from there. Oh, it is really a moving time of the year when you guys start doing that. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I remember I think it was either last year or the year before we were doing this show. Veronica was doing your job, and it was September. And she's like, and tomorrow or this, Sunday or whatever it is the last night of 100 Nights of Taps. I was like, oh my God, has it been 100 days? It actually makes the summer kind of go fast when you can actually count it.
Right.
And you realize, oh my God, 100 days goes really quickly.
It does.
Yeah. And, but it's a great time, but not a great time, but it's a moving thing that, like I said in the description of the show, like every red-blooded American should do. And frankly, if it doesn't move you, you're a communist. That's what I'm saying right there.
Working at the Children's Museum, you see people come in the next day after they've been to it, and they'll come in and they'll go, oh, last night we went to the 100 Nights of Taps. Sorry, my microphone went weird.
That was your gate. You were too quiet for the gate.
I was too gay. Yeah. So they'll come in, they'll be like, we were just there at this 100 Nights of Taps, and almost to a man, they would cry.
Yeah.
And when halfway through the summer last year, we had a new person start at the Children's Museum. And she's like, last night I had somebody come in and they were talking about the 100 Nights of Taps and they started crying and I didn't know what to do. And I said, get used to it.
Yeah.
You're going to see that almost every day.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's mind-blowing how emotional you can get. You're standing there in a cemetery with that happening. It's crazy.
Well, we have a lot of tears during and after the ceremony.
I bawled the entire time every time I've gone.
Well, and taps, the melody of taps is one of those things. Like, there's two things that'll get me at a funeral: taps and bagpipes, because I'm Irish. And so, like, I remember my grandfather's funeral. I didn't know that my dad and uncle and aunts and or uncles and aunt hired a piper, and it wasn't like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, now Seamus McSeamuston, it was we're all standing there, weeping over everybody else is weeping and I'm trying to be stoic, and then all of a sudden you hear like a section away, the Amazing Grace or whatever the hell it was, and And I just was like, I couldn't hold it together anymore. That's the Irish side of me. Just the pipes will get you. But taps, there's something about taps.
Oh, it's
and it doesn't
very
matter
moving.
the context of when I'm hearing it. Like you just hear it and you just get that chill.
You do.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
It is.
And I think it's important too that art, music with history, that blending. People forget how much culture can help with tragedy like that. It's a great coupling, I think. You forget how profound music, especially music, can be in telling a story. You hear taps and it just goes right to the heart.
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm. And standing on the graves of the guys who died here at this battle that we all are obsessed with, and it means a lot to us. And because of the movie, it's larger than life. If it could even be larger than life. I think life is actually larger than the movie, but you know how movies work. My point is that because it's so big in our minds to actually stand there with these guys underneath you and hear that and hear the speeches and just really take in the moment and the place, and then you add the music and you have it going from one bugler to another.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, you can't hear a word. Like no one speaks. Everybody's quiet. The only thing you hear is the sound of town. But like you could hear a mouse sneeze otherwise. Like it's really a moving thing. And so
really
what
is.
a great thing that you started. And this is something that'll go on beyond your life.
I hope so. I'm trying to set it up so that it does, try to keep, get donations and things to get this really
I'm sure there will be people. You work so hard at this, and like I remember when you sponsored the last winter lecture, the Lincoln Fellowship did, and I don't remember if it was you or is it John?
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of you got up and talked, but one of you had said that, you were working on this like incessantly. And then they said, do you need help? Like, let us help you,
Right.
and is when you're doing something that is clearly a passion of yours, an obsession of yours, it becomes addictive and it becomes alluring for other people to get around you and help you because they don't want to see you fail.
Right. Right.
They don't. Maybe I'm sure in this case they did like the idea, but you don't have to necessarily like the idea. But you just see this person doing their thing, and you're like, I want you to succeed, and you offer to help. And I think this has become such a staple in the community here, and I think that it'll outlive all of us probably. I hope.
Yeah. Well, we get such great support now with the Park Service too, which is wonderful. There's just, Chris Gwynn is the best.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my gosh, it's just been wonderful. We've tweaked along the way, and we're just, even when we were walking out after every evening, the team, we will get together in the parking lot and we'll say, well, what do we think about that evening? Do we need to tweak? We think about tweaking almost every evening.
Bunch of tweakers.
Yeah, we're tweakers. We just want to make sure that it's the best, most effective learning as well as appreciation. Like, for instance, we take Lincoln's words that he saying that we will never, we will long forget. I can't remember exactly. You'd think I would know that by heart.
Yeah. It's hard to like pull it out from the middle of the speech.
Yeah. The point is that we remember.
The world will little note nor long remember
Thank you.
what we say here.
Thank you. I only say it like every night, but no worries there. That we remember a soldier every night.
Yeah.
Throughout the summer, and this year we're remembering Edmund Duscombe from New Hampshire. So I love that because we plant a flag at his grave every single night and remember him. We will remember him we will talk about him every night. I love that a lot. And also, not to forget, we honor the veterans every night too. We bring them up to the front and we thank them for their service.
The ones that are in the audience.
Yeah, and that was Ken Kimes, our vice president's idea. Contribution to the ceremony, and a brilliant contribution. That one certainly brings a lot of tears when we remember, and they should be remembered, and we do thank them. So not only are we thanking those who sacrificed their lives, but we honor those who have served their country.
What's interesting too is, we all admire and appreciate and look up to them, living and dead. And it always gets me when you see a guy who was in World War II or Vietnam or Korea or one of the more recent wars, and he's in awe of the Civil War guys, or he's in awe of the generation before him.
Right?
And it's like, yeah, but look what you did.
Right.
They're like, well, that's just me doing my job. But you know, these guys. I'm like,
Right.
well, what do you mean these guys? I can't do what any one of you did.
Right.
It's amazing, you know. But yeah, it's really, ladies and gentlemen, when you come to town, it's 100 nights. So any night that you come here during the summer,
We're there.
they're there. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
First one is May 27th.
Opening ceremony is going to be great. We've got the Maryland Military Band. We've got the
nice.
Gettysburg Choral Society. Singing.
God.
Lieutenant General Chris Burney will be speaking. Fabulous speaker. And Superintendent Heister will be speaking. So
Very good.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful.
Bethany would like to do the national anthem sometime.
No,
Have you
Bethany
ever?
would not.
I've got a little audition tape of you singing here, and it goes a little something like this. So
Apparently, I went opera one day. I don't remember this at all, but
yeah,
I honestly believe these aren't me. There's a laugh on there too that I don't think is me.
Do you have one of him playing the trumpet or anything?
No, I don't.
No.
He doesn't let me
Cindy
record
played
him.
trumpet when she was in school. Maybe Cindy would like to dust off the old trumpet and try to learn taps.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
No.
She would never do it.
No. Yeah, she
I'll badger her to
Yeah.
do it. Or teach me.
Now, I'm going to ask the question, not about taps though, about Dedication Day.
Yeah.
Any inside scoop on the keynote speaker?
Yeah. We're going to have Craig Simon's going to speak.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why do I
that'll
know
be
that
fun.
name?
Yeah.
Why do I know that name?
He's an author.
He's a Lincoln Prize winner.
Yeah, he does a lot of naval stuff.
Okay. Did he have a book out recently?
Yes.
Okay.
On the Nimitz, I believe. Right?
Yes.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I don't know, but it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done programs for us too. He's a nice guy.
He's great. He's a terrific speaker.
Yeah, he is.
Really wonderful speaker. But that's what we have lined up so far.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to hold back. It's not going to be a tease. We like getting the word out so we get people to come. And
That's the most often asked question I get at work. Yeah, and I'm like, well, I'm not in charge of that, but
yes. Well, now you know. Now you know.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working
well,
for
I will let him know
for 2025 and beyond. So
cool.
Yeah.
I should do it sometime. Should get up there and just be like, listen, guys, let me tell you how it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or score.
No one would ever want to hear me speak.
I bet if you wrote something serious, they would.
No. I see. They put me in charge of membership, like a bunch of psychos. And so now I'm in charge of the news. Well, they know. I told them. I literally, the first thing they said, would you be interested in this position? And I said, I'm not going to suddenly become a new human. You're going to get what you get. But I'm in charge of the newsletter. And Brian wanted me to write an article for the beginning of the newsletter. And I was like, okay. And so I did. And I was rereading it to turn it in, and I was like, this is horrible. This is absolutely the worst article ever written in all time. So I sent it to Emma, who's our comms person, and I was like, make this sound less Bethany, please. And she did. She's great.
So next year, Wendy, I want to donate to Lincoln Fellowship for this. How do people do that? I mean, you
go to our website.
Yeah, which is what?
LincolnFellowship.org. I think that'll get you there. It was a really easy question, and I probably failed.
I mean, .org makes sense. I don't have
I think
it.
it's the Lincoln
the
Fellowship.
apricot thing in there.
We do because of it's weird.
The what?
Because we use wild apricot for our membership. It controls our
Oh.
a data, and then
Yeah.
if it's coming from another, like GoDaddy, then it. I haven't fixed
Complicated
it yet. Yeah, it is.
web stuff.
It is.
Well, all right. You can also
So
Google
it's
it.
lincolnfellowship.wildapricot.org.
Yeah,
I
if
see.
you do lincolnfellowship.org, it'll go there too.
Yeah. Or just Google Lincoln Fellowship.
Or you could do that too.
Yeah.
Which is what I just did.
And go ahead and donate because you guys need money to put these things on for sure.
We do. And I thought I'd have more time as president to fundraise, and I just haven't had that time.
Well, you're a volunteer. I mean, you do so much. You're in every committee in this entire town. I don't know how you get anything done.
Yeah, when are you painting?
Yeah. When do you paint? At nighttime.
I do. I get up like about 3 o'clock in the morning and paint.
Do you really?
I did this morning. Yeah. It's nice and quiet.
I should try that.
Can I show you my favorite?
You know, the other day I woke up at 4:30 and I couldn't fall back asleep. I should have gotten up.
I had the same problem this morning.
Yeah, and it wasn't like that time, like you know when you can't sleep because there's something wrong with you and you're not able to sleep, or
Right.
you know what I mean. It's not that. It was just like I was done sleeping and
You
I
were
woke
awake.
up and I was awake and I was like, man, I should start my day. But it was dark, and I have something against starting my day in the dark, so I didn't do that.
I have
But
a 4-year-old. You don't get up because then they wake up.
Oh, yeah.
And you stay in bed.
Right.
You stay in bed like, don't move. Nobody move.
you should get a bat pole in your room so that you could slide down it and not have to go down the stairs.
Yeah,
in
and
the
every
hallway
single
and
one of my
open doors.
stairs is like...
Right. And he hears that and he's like, time to play.
Well, if you get up early too with a 4-year-old, by 6 o'clock in the evening, you've got to be still
Yeah.
going.
I fell asleep in the chair in the living room at like 6 yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. It was unfortunate.
Wendy, what do people need, or what do you guys need as far as funding goes? Like, are you looking to raise a certain amount for anything or anything like that?
Not yet. I mean, I don't have anything put together. We're working on that. Any donation we love,
Right.
obviously.
Right. Okay. What else that I wanted to ask you about that there? Oh, yeah. So I think I do want to, I told you I want to sponsor it next year. And, but like, I want to try to save up to give you something substantial, like $3 or $4 million, but I don't make that much. So, but it,
So you're never getting it.
But it would be a nice, it would be something. It'll be a lot for me.
I thought
I'll put
you were
it like
going to
that.
say $3 or $4, and I was like, "Wow, Matt."
No. I really believe in what you guys do, and I think it's a beautiful thing that there is for people, for all Americans to come and experience. It just, I always had an appreciation for all of this, our history, our veterans, living and dead. But to go to one of these ceremonies it's a whole other world. Like it does something to your soul, and and I don't want to sound hokey when I say that, ladies and gentlemen, but if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, go when you're here next time. How long does it take? Like half hour?
Not even
a half hour.
Yeah, we try
right?
to keep it within 15 minutes.
So go get dinner. Oh, look, it's 7 o'clock. Let's go catch 100 Nights of Taps. You go over there, 7:30, you're done. You can go feed your face with ice cream and then feel bad about yourself, okay?
Yeah. And it's great for kids too. You know, you know, it's great for the kids to come. And what I love is that we will be presenting. We'll be on that, you know, the pebble pathway.
Yeah.
And the kids come up and they just sit right at our feet. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's like
the best thing.
It is the best thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely the best thing.
Now, and also, if you are coming into Gettysburg and you can come in for Dedication Day, the amount of work that goes into Dedication Day is insanity.
It is. I will second that.
Yeah.
But it's a good program.
It's fantastic. And then with the citizen ceremony, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm fine through the whole thing. And then when they get up and they start doing the oath, and I'm like...
See, I got to go to one this year. I end up wasting all my energy on the parade, and I'm too cold to go do anything else, and I want to go home.
Luckily, this will be on a Tuesday this year.
Oh, good.
I think it's a Tuesday.
The night... Not sure.
You're like me. You don't know what you're doing either. Yeah.
I'm planning it now, and I'm like, what
yeah, I don't even know what day.
Because I think Remembrance Day is the 16th.
Right. So it's not on this Saturday of
No. Remembrance Day is always the Saturday closest to the 19th. Dedication Day is always on the 19th.
Always on the 19th.
Right. Okay. So it would be a different day.
It's a Tuesday this year.
Great.
So then wait,
what's on my calendar?
What's the ceremony that's up at the cemetery after the Remembrance Day parade? Isn't there something up there?
The candles? That's Remembrance Day.
That's Remembrance Day.
That's the luminary.
Okay.
The illumination.
I just float around to all these things. I don't even know what I'm going to anymore.
You can come hang out at Rupp House.
Okay.
Yeah, we
sit on the porch.
We sit on the porch, yeah.
But we did a show about the Gettysburg Address, and just as a speech.
Nice.
And we had Doug Dowds on.
Nice.
And
that'd be great.
a couple
He's
of
the
other
best.
guys.
Isn't
He
he?
really is. And there were a bunch of us, and we talked about the speech. But he was an actual speech writer, And
he knows the Gettysburg Address inside and out.
Oh my God, it's one of my favorite episodes to do. I don't even know if it came out good, but I just loved doing it because I just loved parsing that speech. It was so cool. You know, I mean, the brilliance of that speech. Pithy is always more brilliant, right?
Right.
And it's short, but he does it. It's the perfect example of how to write a speech.
It is brilliant. I see with Lincoln, especially in the 1860s, I really do see the birth of modern with Lincoln. It's when you compare Everett and Lincoln, it's unbelievable. What I mean, even Everett agrees. He writes me, says, "Wow, you were so much better than I was."
Well, that's the thing that's interesting about the Civil War. You got Everett, and you have Robert E. Lee, right? And you're saying, "Wait, what are you talking about?" Right? Well, hear me out, folks. Big event of the Civil War, the Gettysburg Address. Everett, flowery, long-winded, resplendent in his words and all this other stuff. Lincoln, short, sweet, to the point, kind of, maybe not disheveled, but he's not,
It's kind of Hemingway, kind of just like brevity.
He's an artist.
Yeah.
Grant and Lee. Lee shows up at the surrender, and he's all in this nice uniform, polished sword, polished boots. Grant shows up in mud in a private's blouse. And to me, those are two symbols of let's get rid of the BS of the old days and let's get down to business in the new days. And these two guys, Lincoln and Grant, they're ushering in the modern America.
I totally agree.
And the Everett and Lee, they're vestiges of the past that are not not done
that
yet.
was profound.
Listen,
I think it's a huge shift. I'm not a historian, don't claim to be one,
Me
but
neither.
I see the shift that, to me, between 1860 and then beyond 1864 on. You even see it in artwork. It's just cataclysmic changes.
Yeah,
in technology, and it's all money too. Based on money.
Sure,
but
I think
I would never say again that you're not a historian.
Oh, I'm not.
But you are.
I'm a student. I'm a student.
I mean, that's what I say. Thank you, Wendy. This constant argument. I don't know why people are so insistent on calling everybody a historian.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no.
This is what Pete Carmichael and I get into this all the time. And I say, Pete, if I'm a historian, then you're not a historian. And it means nothing. If everybody's a historian, nobody's a historian.
No,
there's nothing special about that.
If you hang around a scholar or a historian, you realize you're a student.
Exactly. Exactly.
Whatever. I think you're wrong, but that's okay.
Listen, just because I say one profound thing in 6 years doesn't mean I'm a historian all of a sudden.
I never said you
and
were
I'm
a
sure
historian.
I'm not the first person to say
Pretty sure
that.
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Wendy. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. You did say that was profound, what I said. 100 Nights of Taps, ladies and gentlemen. The opening ceremony is May 27th, 2024. That is this year, in case you were wondering. And it starts at 7 p.m. It's at the Soldiers National Monument at Gettysburg National Cemetery. Admission is free.
Always.
Wendy Allen, anytime you want to come back, you're a nice guest to talk to. I enjoy talking to you.
Thank you. I loved being here. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I wish we had more time with you, but we don't. This is a short segment. But I'm going to see you next week. We're going to do a longer show.
What day is that?
So we'll talk about that later. Okay.
I don't know. He didn't tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not involved.
No, but I think it's Wednesday. I'll let you know during the commercial break. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, after these words.
Want to promote your Gettysburg business? Send an email to sales@addressinggettysburg.com.
Who can forget the sounds of the 60s?
The 1860s. I can't, and you can't either. Now, there's Marching Through Georgia, the exciting new album by Billy Webster. All of your favorite hits of the 1860s in one place. Such hits as Gary Owens, The Battle Hymn of the Republic, All Quiet Along the Potomac Tonight, Marching Through Georgia, and much, much more. So what are you waiting for? Go to billysongs.com and order your digital download of Billy Webster's Marching Through Georgia today. That's billysongs.com. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay.
If you're a lover of history, then go to trhistorical.com. There you'll find apparel, drinkware, decor, and more featuring a wide range of interests from the ancient world to the Cold War. Looking to make an impression with the perfect gift? Well, TR Historical now offers gift cards and a vintage wrapping service for a truly unique presentation. And our listeners will receive 10% off plus free shipping in the U.S. when you use promo code GBERG1863. So go to trhistorical.com, TR Historical, for the love of history.
Think outside the bus and let family-owned Gettysburg Tours take you on a cycling journey across the picturesque and historic Gettysburg battlefield. There's no better way than by bicycle to gain a feel for the terrain of the battlefield. Slow enough to see it all, yet fast enough to do it all. Follow the route of Union troops entering the fray as you ride to the site of the first shots of this epic 3-day battle. Feel the drama as you put yourself in the position of a Confederate soldier just before he steps off to make Pickett's charge. Take a stand with the heroic Colonel Chamberlain on the slopes of Little Round Top, just before you view the fields of honor beneath you from its summit. All of our guides are officially licensed by the National Park Service. So don't get a sore neck trying to see out of your car, and saddle up with Gettysburg Tours for a 360-degree view of America's most important piece of real estate. Gettysburg Tours. Think outside the bus. Go to gettysburg.com or call 717-752-7752 to book a battlefield experience you will never forget.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used. And online, they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too.
Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
You're listening to
Hey, Bethany.
Yes. Muted.
The best time of the year
It's
is
a-comin'.
almost here. It's the CWI Summer Conference, June 7th through the 12th. Harold Holzer, Ronald White. I mean, the list goes on. And for some reason, I can't get my progressive lenses to work for me. Okay, there we go. Scott Hartwig, Elizabeth Leonard, Aaron Sheehan Dean, Jim Brummel, Jonathan White, Jennifer Murray. And more. More. The program includes active battlefield experiences, lectures, interactive small group discussions with leading Civil War scholars. Customizable packages are available. Did you get the invitation from Dave about the Zoom meeting for planning for the CWI and what we're going to do?
Yeah, like 8 o'clock at night.
Yep. Well, people got the but when do you put the kid to bed?
I don't.
Well, we'll record
whenever it starts getting.
We'll record it for you.
What, the meeting?
Yeah.
No, I'm coming.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just saying.
It's online. It's not a Zoom. It's Google Meeting, but you don't have to actually be there. You want to get out?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Then you, me, and Cindy can sit over here and meet with everybody else, and they can be virtual.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. We'll do that. We'll get dinner or something. All right. Anyway. So we're going to do that. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk about everything we need to do there. But be sure to inquire when you call about their numerous discounts. Military veterans, of course, you're going to get some discounts. Gettysburg College alum, that is. Members of local partnering institutions, publications, K through 12 educators. Okay, guys? If you're a K through 12 educator, you're going to get yourself a little discount there. Public historians, I don't know what that is. Students, youths, and new attendee
Public
recruiters.
historians are people who work in museums and things.
It's a joke. I know what that is.
No,
you got any questions? You want to book it? You could Google it, as Pete Carmichael told us. Or you could also contact them, Civil War at gettysburg.edu or 717-337-6590.
Changed it up on me there.
Sorry.
I can't believe it's not butter. Better? Wait. I can't believe it's not. What am I trying to say? Oh, forget it. You're back with Matt.
All right. So, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, May 25th. Usually it's the third Saturday of the month. Not in May. We do it Memorial Day weekend, May 25th, Avenue Doubleday. On July 1st, 1863, General Reynolds was killed early this morning. In my opinion, there seems to be no directing person. When Brigadier General John Buford sent his message to Major General Alfred Pleasanton on the afternoon of July 1st, 1863, did it plant the seed in Major General George Meade's mind that a new commander was needed for the Union First Corps? Join us as we explore the leadership of Major General Abner Doubleday on July 1st, 1863. Meet at the Doubleday Monument, ends at Lutheran Seminary. Park where legal, park where legal.
What day is that, Matt?
That is May 25th, 2024. That's a Saturday at 10 a.m.
Okay. At what time?
It's at 10 a.m., Bethany.
Oh, that's great, Matt. Thanks.
You're very welcome. Be there or be square. So, it is news time. Like I said before, the video of whatchamacallit is last month's tour, forgive me, is up on our YouTube channel. So go and check that out. I don't know, people in the audience, did you watch? We always, when we have a new video, I do it as a premiere so that you could live chat with it and talk to the audience. I like doing that, and they seem to like it. I don't know if they were just being nice, but check it out for yourself. See if you like it or not. And we're going to try to do that for all of the tours. this year. They may not be out before the next tour, but that's my goal, so that maybe it gets you interested in coming to the next tour. So there you go.
There you go.
It is an exciting day because now we talked about this last week, and I wanted to get together with you guys between last week and this. But of course, the best laid plans of mice and men, right, guys? Mm-hmm. And so we didn't do this, but that's okay because we'll improve as we go. But one day we're going to get together, yourself, Cindy, and myself, and we're going to work on the news.
It's just going to be perfect right from the beginning.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Let's see what we've got naturally, and then we can work with it as we go. That's the idea that I'm working off of today. Okay? So God help us.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor Bethany Yingling with current events and sidewalk conditions.
A new visitor center planned for a military park. Which one? Hint, not Gettysburg.
Whoa!
A new Civil War movie premieres at the Cannes Film Festival. Oh, damn it.
Oh,
Do it again.
perfection my ass.
No, we
All
want to
right.
try it again.
So anyway,
I forgot.
we're
Two in a
gonna
row.
we're gonna try. The news. We'll work with them over the course of the next week. So we're just gonna see what we've got raw right now. So let's go.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor Bethany Yingling with current events and sidewalk conditions.
A new visitor planner. I already did mine, so you can pretend it. Okay.
A new Civil War movie premieres at the Cannes Film Festival. Community Day is this weekend at the Gettysburg Bus Tour Center.
More GASD logo drama. All this and more in today's news.
All right.
Between the two of those,
that was a fantastic one.
All right. Bethany Yingling and Cindy, you've got the news. Take it away, girls. Take it away.
See, this is what we didn't work on.
No.
Who's talking first?
We don't know who's talking.
No, this is how we
All
work.
right,
It's
let's do
okay.
the bad ones first.
Okay.
Okay, you have
Yeah.
to turn me off.
Because this is serious.
Oh.
So some bad things. Former Gettysburg College student sought after Facebook message that he raped a college student here at Gettysburg, and he was detained this past week in France after being searched for 3 years.
Wait, what?
Yes.
So this isn't recent. This is.
Hold on.
Oh.
An American accused of sexually assaulting a Gettysburg College student in 2013 and later sending her a Facebook message that said, "So I raped you," has been detained in France after a 3-year search. They found him just kind of hanging out in France, and when there was some kind of checkpoint, he came up to them and through the checkpoint, and they recognized him because
Interpol.
Yeah, they were doing stuff, and he said, "Oh, I'm from here." I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what
And
you're talking about. I'm
eventually
from here.
They figured it out because they're smarter than he is. So I'm not going to name any names just for the sake of things. But the accuser from Gettysburg had a rape exam done the same day she was assaulted in 2013. She gathered witnesses and evidence because the poor girl was texting her friends that this was happening to her as it was happening.
Oh my God.
And spent years urging officials to file charges. She went to authorities again in 2021 after discovering the Facebook messages that seemed to come from this gentleman's phone.
This sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember this story.
He wrote to her on Facebook in a string of messages. "So I raped you. I'll never do it again to anyone ever again. I need to hear your voice.
Oh.
I'll pray for you."
Oh, yeah. Thanks, bud.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Begin to cover that one.
Say what?
Creepy doesn't even begin to cover that one.
No, evil. Evil is what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Evil.
After
like the
leaving,
fruits of the devil.
Yeah, after leaving Gettysburg, the gentleman earned an undergraduate and graduate degree from Santa Clara University near his home in California and worked for Tesla, and then moved to France for several years, according to his website, which describes his self-published medieval fiction.
Oh, my God. He's one of those. Oh, my God. Well, good. I'm glad they got him. Finally, France, you did something right.
Yeah.
Luckily, nobody in France speaks English, so they don't know what I'm saying right now.
They do speak English.
What? Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I just wanted to point out, I remember when this happened because a good friend of mine's husband works at the college, and this was just absolutely horrible. Like, they knew what had happened. They knew, but they couldn't prove anything. And the poor girl is sitting there telling her friends, like, this is happening right now. I need you to come here and help me. And
oh my God.
Yeah,
And they weren't able to get to her?
not by the time everything was all done.
Oh.
He was 18 at the time that he did this. He was at a party. He snuck into her dorm, sexually assaulted her while she texted friends for help. He was a 20-year-old student at the time, but did not return to campus. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what?
So they got him.
Better late than never is what I say.
They got
Thank
him.
God.
And if you can look at the article online, look at his picture. You can.
No, I don't think I need to do that.
I got to tell you,
it's quite fascinating.
My doctor's kid went to Gettysburg.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, how's your son doing at Gettysburg? And she's like, oh, he's not going there anymore. And I go, why? And she's like, it's just not his scene. And I go, oh, okay. Well, like, what happened? And then she remember that guy who was videotaping in the frat houses and stuff? She's like, well, there was that incident. And, you know, she's like, he's not in the frats or anything. But when he heard that, and then just the attitude of these kids, they're all from like Connecticut and New Jersey, and they're just all spoiled and rich. And like, she's like,
Those
they just
people
weren't
from
his.
New Jersey.
And I said, listen, look, you know, we're not all bad from New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Those of us who get out and stay out, we're the good ones. You know? Those of us who step out for something like an education and then go back, those are the bad ones. So don't hold us all to account. But yeah, he left.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, you know, Gettysburg's a bad school. It's not. It's a great school. It's a great staff. But there's some stuff in the student body culture that is and I think it's really just the commentary on the whole nation. It's a microcosm, if you will, of everybody.
It's been very interesting, but this one, I mean, it caused quite the.
Oh, I think I remember this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They caught him.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
All right.
Well, I want to talk about the logo drama because I think that's
okay. Let's talk about
the logo drama.
Yeah, so more of it already. An administrative hearing is set for May 20th in Harrisburg regarding the trademark registration by a local woman who claims her business owns the Gettysburg Area School District logo.
I love this because there's a few logos of businesses out there that I think are really nice, and I want to see how this works out so that I can claim that I own them. Yeah.
The proceeding is scheduled for 9:30 a.m. in Hearing Room 5 in the Keystone Building, Harrisburg, blah, blah, blah. But
I'm talking to you,
Kirsten
Adidas.
Demps, who also uses the name Kirsten Bell, previously claimed her business, Kirsten's Kids LLC, owns Gettysburg Warriors trademark and initially sought to charge GASD a licensing fee for its use. So that answers our question from last time.
Mm-hmm.
It was under her business that she put it.
Mm-hmm.
An administrative hearing set regarding the trademark registration by a local woman who claims her business owns the logo. Why did that repeat itself?
Well,
we decided to trademark the logo and set up the Gettysburg Warriors as its own entity. This way, revenue is properly allocated to student and community needs, Demps claimed, without outlining how the funds would be accounted for and spent. So this was a continuation of the same thing she keeps saying. A 2010 Gettysburg area high school graduate, Demps said previously, a community group called Gettysburg Warriors had been established with the Internal Revenue Service with a primary purpose to facilitate Gettysburg Warrior revenue, including the management of the Warrior Nation collection sales, money made from other apparel sales, and anything that comes from the licensing fee. The school board approved a resolution at its November 6th meeting adopting the arrowhead emblem for athletics and academics. Logo was developed by a district employee, not by her. So that is out there too. An attempt to reach Demps by phone was unsuccessful. So the school board is fighting it.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
as well they should. I can't believe that she's not just dropping it.
Oh no. Mm-mm. She's not.
Has she yet expressed a justification? Like, what is her? Like, what legal ground does she think she has to stand on, is what I'm asking.
She owns the trademark.
Yeah, because she trademarked it.
Okay. I mean, so I own the United States.
Did you trademark it? Did you file the
No,
federal
I just,
paperwork?
I declare that I own it. Like, I don't understand.
So
Like, you can't just
technically-
walk around saying I own this.
Well, technically, if something is not trademarked, you legally can go trademark it yourself.
No, I understand
and so
that,
then,
yeah.
you know, any money made off of it, theoretically.
Right.
is
I understand
The person who
that.
filed the trademark and approved it is the person that I'm questioning. Like, did you not
Well,
think
how
that
would they
this
know?
might be? Well, if she filed the paperwork correctly, she had to have said it was a school district logo, and she is using
No.
it for her own.
No, but maybe she was
the only
saying
thing
no.
that she said was she described it. You have to describe what the logo is. You have to put a picture of the logo, and it went under her company's name. So I don't think that, you know, perhaps the person doing this has no idea what Gettysburg Area School logo is.
I don't know. I would hope they would look.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you this though: when this started, I started the process of trademarking mine.
Oh, 100%
Yeah.
you should.
Yeah.
And the foundation started trademarking their things too.
Yeah, because there are people out there that would be like, "I'm going to mess with him," and they'll
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it happens all the time. But she's back in the news.
You know what? She's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
She is.
But now there's
So
going to be a court hearing, so we'll
see
find out what happens.
Oh.
May 20th.
You know, I wish we had a bigger budget, because I would send you girls down there with a recorder and you could sit in and
Up there.
Up there. Where are we going?
Harrisburg.
Oh, I thought it was in D.C. for some reason. I thought they were taking it to the Supreme Court. I'm sorry. Should be at the Supreme Court, but you know, I would love that. Yeah, if we had a bigger budget. Yeah, Patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg. We'll send the girls on the road.
There you go. Okay, next. We have, so I teased that there's going to be a new military visitor center. Where do you think it's going to be?
Okay, let's see here. Give me some clues, but not good ones.
It's a battlefield.
All right, another one.
It's in the United States.
One more.
And there's a national park there.
Okay, give me two more.
It happened in July.
Ah, yes. Yes. It's going to be Manassas. It's going to get a new one there on...
Any guesses, Debbie?
Monocacy?
Any guesses, Cindy?
I'm not going to guess because I read it. So
That's right. It's Vicksburg.
That's right.
Oh, that July.
So
It ended in July.
Vicksburg has been actually talking about this for a while. The first time I heard them mention it was when I went to a Friends Alliance in like 2017.
A men's alliance?
Friends Alliance.
Oh, Friends Alliance.
Like a friends
Yeah,
group.
gotcha. Yeah.
But
I thought you were finally down with the struggle.
Yeah, no. There is a set of architects hired to build up the plans for this museum, and it's going to cost anywhere between $80 to $120 million. Yes. Scheduled to probably open by 2028. We're just in they just hired the architects. So we're at the very beginning part of this process. But when you think about this from a Gettysburg standpoint.
Right.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Gettysburg right now in the national park system is the only national park where a group owns the visitor center for the national park. And that's a very unique relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if eventually that is the Vicksburg Friends group actually is a pretty substantial friends group. So maybe they are thinking of something along that same line. But they're planning on raising some of the money. Now, I said $80 to $120 million. The Friends group at the moment has not announced how much they were tasked with raising.
Do you know how much this one cost, by chance?
I knew you were going to ask me that
sorry,
question.
I'm putting you on the spot. Forget I asked. It's fine. Go
See,
ahead,
I don't.
Continue.
Well, there's more to that because, of course, there was the whole cyclorama thing too.
Sure.
That kind of skews the numbers. The Mississippi legislature has allocated $16 million. That's nowhere near 80 to 120. I just want to point out.
It's closer than I've got to 80.
That's true.
Dollars.
So the company that is going to do this is a company called, and I just had it in front of my face. Are you kidding me? Oh, Perkins and Will, a Chicago-based firm. Now, here's the most interesting part of this entire thing. Perkins and Will be compensated based on a percentage of facility costs.
Yeah. Wait, facility costs?
Yeah, like how much your ticket they're going to get
So
paid
price,
for. Yeah,
admission prices.
And the company is expected to meet soon to begin the program and budget alignment phase.
That sounds to me like a gamble.
Yeah.
In a day and age when American history is on the decline and Civil War history is becoming verboten, they've got to be getting something. They're probably given a discount plus a back end. You think?
They're thinking that the center could draw around 200,000 visitors a year.
That sounds like a lot. That doesn't sound like a lot, does it?
I don't want to ask. Do you know?
Ours? A little less than $1 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Right.
No, that doesn't sound like a lot.
No, it doesn't sound like a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like a local carpenter who's like, yeah, I'll do it. And like,
but for 80 to 120 million, that's a huge price tag. That's huge.
It is. What did ours cost?
Really?
30?
That's what I just asked her before.
She's
not sure.
I'm not 100% sure, but it's somewhere in like the 20s, I think. But there
yeah,
was
no, you just asked how many we get.
No, before.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. I was
and then there
reading the
was
comments.
the cyclorama skews that because of course we did the conservation of that as well.
Right,
at the
right,
same
and that's
time.
not cheap.
No. So then this sentence makes me kind of go, At that time, when the building is finished, the National Park Service will vacate their current visitor center. They, along with the MDAH, the Mississippi
Delta Historical Society Association.
Okay.
Association of History.
And the Friends of the Military Park will have a presence in the new location.
Okay. Wait. Yeah, well, it's a new visitor center.
I know.
Yeah, go on. Go.
But don't
I'm
you
not.
see
I'm
the
not reading
wording?
between the lines. Read it again without
At that
stuttering.
time, the National Park Service will vacate the current visitor center.
Right.
They, along with these other two groups, will have a presence in the new location.
Isn't that what we have?
Just a presence in the new location.
As opposed to
a
museum.
A museum, as opposed to like
offices.
We own the building, but the park tells we can't do anything without the park giving us. We can't even hang a picture on the wall without the park.
Sure. No. Yeah. I mean, it's the visitor center for the national park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this makes it sound like
they'll have a presence.
A presence.
Well, maybe it's just poorly worded.
Maybe, but that's if I were the national park at Vicksburg, that would be concerning to me that somebody wrote it that way.
I just feel like so it's 80 to 100 million price
120.
tag. $120 million price tag. And this company is willing, I'm sure they're going to charge cost, but they're not going to profit. They're going to profit on the back end. But if you're anticipating 200,000 people, how much are you going to charge them where it's going to be worth it? Because you're not the only one with your fingers in that pie. There's a lot of people going to have a piece of that. The electric company. Yeah, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot.
It says that they're looking for personal stories, civilian stories, the soldiers, sailors, and the Navy personnel that Grant used during the campaign. The Interpretive Center will also tell the story of the African-American troops who joined the Union Army's ranks at U.S. forces marched through the Mississippi Valley in the wake of the Emancipation Proclamation and the African-American troops who were left behind after the surrender to prevent Vicksburg from falling back into Confederate hands. So the story will be very different than what is there now.
Right.
However, you know, I don't know.
I don't know.
I
It
just
should be
think that it's
interesting.
going to take them a long time to get their money back.
You're going to have to keep an eye on that. Yes, Debbie.
Just speaking, I've been to the Vicksburg battlefield within the last couple of years, and they definitely need a new space, museum space, because it's tiny. There's barely anything in there.
Okay.
Um,
Well, that's one thing.
yeah,
But
the thing that
includes
I find odd is that's because their visitor center functions perfectly fine from what I can tell. What concerns me more is that that's what they're putting their money to, when I know there's like tour roads that people can't go on because they can't fix them.
yeah, that's the problem with a lot of these things. Is sometimes it's like, are you really here to do the job you say you're here to do, or are you really here to do the job of getting a lot of donations so you can have high salaries? You know what
At
I
the
mean?
foundation?
No.
Oh.
No. Why would I do? No, I'm saying with nonprofits in general, like these big behemoths, like it just sometimes like it doesn't make sense. Like, like Debbie's saying, there's roads that need work.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you worrying about this when there's roads that need work?
I might be able to speak to
Go
that.
on it.
So when you raise money for the National Park Service,
Right.
you can't, like, if you had $100 million or even $1 million and you wanted to give it to the national park, you can't.
Right.
Really. You have to do it through
A foundation.
Yeah. An entity, a 503c organization that has a philanthropic work plan.
But
with
if I
that
wanted
national
to,
park.
like, let's say I won the lottery.
Mhm.
Okay. And, I'm going to go live on my island in the Bahamas and shut the world out. Cindy and I are going to get tanned and just enjoy life. And you can visit.
Thanks.
We'll have a ferry that'll come from the mainland.
You've thought about this a lot. Where are we going? Back to the story.
Yeah. What was the story?
Giving to the national park.
Oh, yeah. So I win the lottery, right?
Yeah.
And what?
So you got lost in the daydream.
Yeah, I did. So we got the, so I win the lottery and everything. And I say, I'm going to go shut the world out, but I still think it's important that people, the little people, learn about American history. And Gettysburg's my favorite. So Chris Gwynn, I want to give you $50,000 to hire someone. Now, I'm going to give you $150,000 because if they're worth their salt, they're going to charge to hire someone to do the winter lectures and other videos for you throughout the year. It's got to be a good company. They have to do it professionally, yada, yada, yada. And he would say to me, okay, but you got to do it through the foundation. Like I couldn't like give it to the park for a very specific purpose. Sorry, specific purpose.
Well, you don't have to necessarily give it to the Gettysburg Foundation. You can give
I understand.
it to,
you have to give it to a
okay.
nonprofit.
Yeah. Yeah, technically.
Interesting.
So you would give it to us.
It's like
we
legal
have
money
a
laundering.
Philanthropic work. And see, it's not like any 503c. So like any 503c can't just give money to the national park over a certain amount.
Okay.
So
yeah, like somebody can sponsor an event with the park, right?
Mhm.
But they'd
But
have to be a nonprofit.
not necessarily, but over a certain amount.
Okay.
Like if you, I don't even remember what the threshold is now, but there is a threshold. And when you do that, you have to have what's called a philanthropic work plan.
Uh-huh.
So I can't give them money for something random. It has to be on that work plan.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it has to be very specific.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know in case I ever win the lottery. Go ahead, girls. What else you got?
The new Civil War drama.
Yes.
Did you hear about this?
I met the director and writer-director and one of the producers. Yes.
Of The Damned?
She didn't tell me the name of it, but I'm pretty sure it's. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Roberto Mineverini?
No, her name was not Roberto.
Okay. Okay, well then you have known nothing about this. So this is a new movie that's going to show at the
No, because this wasn't shot
Cannes
yet,
Film
right?
Festival.
The one that
it's
you're
not.
talking
They're about to
about.
This
start,
is
yeah.
going to show at the Cannes
Right.
Film Festival.
Okay. And I've been sworn to secrecy. I can't talk about it. But I think I weaseled myself a role as a colonel on horseback. They said, as long as we could kill you. And I said, okay. I'll do my own stunts, too. Save you money. Well, not for the medical bills, but,
Yeah.
you won't have to pay a stuntman.
So this movie is very, very interesting
Go ahead.
because there is no specifics. It is a movie set during the Civil War,
right?
About a group of soldiers,
Mhm.
Union soldiers,
Right.
Which you only really know because they're wearing the blue uniform. Okay. And they are marching out west,
Right.
for an unspecified reason.
Uh-oh. It's like a Saving Private Ryan type of thing.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm. Except it was specified. But go ahead.
And the vast majority, it seems, of the movie is them kind of talking as soldiers and just like the everyday life of a soldier.
Right.
So they're sitting around the campfire and talking about, I know,
Right.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Right. Keep going.
So they...
This is the audience while
Yeah.
they're watching it. Go ahead.
So the characters don't have names.
Okay.
Oh, this is strange.
Oh, God. It's
Yeah.
avant-garde.
Yeah. And it's...
Because that's what people are
They're
saying. You know,
sitting
the
around-
Civil War movies haven't been artsy enough.
Yeah. They're sitting around kind of having modern day conversations. And then they are attacked in the
God.
last part of the
Good.
movie. And from all reviews that I read about this movie, the attack scene is absolutely an amazing fighting scene.
Good. Well, it better be with a freaking hour and a half of talking.
But you don't know who's attacking them or why.
Interesting.
Doesn't matter. Does
Yeah.
it matter? That's the commentary on war. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
exactly.
who's who and what side they're on.
That's exactly
Yeah.
the story
Yeah,
that
is
they're
it?
going with. Yeah.
Oh, it's so predictable.
Yeah. So that war...
But it's a good point.
Yeah, that war can kind of transcend age, time, and everything.
Right. Right.
And,
it's exciting. This is great.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're even like if the characters don't have names. I'm not sure how you're supposed to invest in them.
Well, it doesn't. You don't need names to invest in them. It's their personalities, right? And what they're saying.
guess.
Yeah, it's the way they interact. I mean, it can be done. I'm not saying it can't be done. These are professionals, after all.
Yeah.
If it's good writing and good acting and good directing, I'm sure it will be interesting. It'll be different. It'll be unique. I will watch it for this fight scene at the end, and that might actually bring it all home.
The soldiers converse with one another about God or more mundane things as they wait for death to creep up out of nowhere and take them away. This happens about a half hour into the action when the soldiers suddenly get ambushed in their encampment, resulting in a lengthy and mesmerizing rifle battle set during twilight. You know, because we all love
Right, Twilight battles. Yeah.
When it's so dark you can't see
Well, that's
anything.
the sequel that didn't do too well, Twilight the Battle.
It may be. This is the reviewer saying it may be one of the prettiest battle sequences in recent memory.
Pretty. That's
that's
a great adjective for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty.
He said, "Wow."
Gettysburg, wow.
Does it have some of the more famous lines from the Civil War, like
Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill.
Yeah, no, that has the lines like, we're killing other people, other Americans.
Oh, come on.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate you, and I hate your ass face.
This just gets better with everything you tell us, Beth.
Yeah, really.
So-
what other details you got in there? Is there any
There are
nudity?
although there are no main characters for most of the story, the film eventually focuses on 4 soldiers who split off from the rest of the squad to scout a route through the mountains. Instead of perishing together in one final battle, they gradually drift away into a fog of war that they never manage to fully grasp, hoping that they're doing more good than evil and that the Lord will deign to save them.
Shoot me. So, have you seen the new All Quiet on the Western Front?
No.
So this is one of the
I
most
didn't like the first
brutal war movies I've ever seen in my life. Like the battle scenes are just so raw and
Ugh.
perfect.
Okay.
And
Perfect?
I will say beautiful in their ugliness and how it's got. Colby and I were talking about it, and he was like, he's like, that's pretty damn close, like some of the stuff in there, right?
Okay.
Just the monsters that you become.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching it, and at the end I was like, what exactly was the story there?
Uh-huh.
There was a story, but it was very, it was second in my reception of the movie, it was second to the fighting. The fighting was so, I haven't felt that disgusted about a battle scene since Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, when you're sitting there going,
oh God, and you you want to cry and vomit at the same time. Like it was good, and that to me that's a good war movie. Is if I want to cry and vomit at the same time. But I don't remember what the hell the story was. I mean, the idea was, these guys, they're new, they're all excited, hoorah, right? That whole story. And then they get out and they're sent out to the front, and very quickly they're like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
And it's hell on earth.
Yeah.
And they, they aged, they don't age age, but it just goes to show like what happens to the face of the kid. Like it's all sunken eyes and everything by the end of the movie. It's so beautifully done in a horrific way. And I wonder, like, maybe this could be that. It could be raw. It could be good. I'll give it a chance. I'll watch it. What's it called again?
The Damned.
The Damned.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see the movie The Road?
No.
No, you probably didn't see any of these movies. Anyway.
I don't watch movies.
What else you got, girls?
I think we can. Do you have any news things? Like when we move on to events?
Events, I think, yeah.
All right, moving on to events. Let's go. It's time to eat.
All right, so the first thing we talked about.
Oh, no, come on.
The Community Day and grand opening of the Gettysburg Bus Tour Center is this weekend.
Oh, yes. Congratulations, guys.
It's an event by Destination Gettysburg and the Gettysburg Battlefield Bus Tours. It is this Sunday, May 19th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., rain or shine. They're going to be giving free bus rides through the town, as well as discount coupons for future full-length guided bus tours. Music and a complimentary picnic with hot dogs on the grill and a grand opening cake, because who doesn't love cake?
At Club Max? Is this going to be at the private club on the roof?
Club Max. And free parking is available in the bus tour lot. So
Very
that
nice.
should be fun.
Good for them. Congratulations. All the best to you guys with the new building.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's very
All right,
exciting.
what else you got?
This weekend, starting tonight, actually, is the 80th Gettysburg Bluegrass Festival at the Granite Hill Camping Resort on Fairfield Road. There's going to be quite a list. Cindy was showing me. Normally, there's a big billboard up on 30, like near Giant. So I was confused as to whether it was happening because you know me, I don't go on social media. But they have food vendors, and you can get packages for different concerts and things like that by going to their website, gettysburgbluegrass.com.
Yeah, have you ever been?
I have not.
I have not either, and every year I go, because I actually like bluegrass music.
Yeah, I don't
I
mind
couldn't name a bluegrass artist. I don't even know where to begin in finding one, but every time I hear bluegrass, I'm like, God damn, this is just some, like, knee-slapping fun, this stuff. and these musicians, these bluegrass musicians, are fantastic at their instrument.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're really good. I would like to go. And the worst part is Granite Hill does it twice a year.
Yeah.
And I have 2 opportunities to see it, and I keep missing it.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/addressing
This is the
Gettysburg.
86th annual of that, which is crazy.
Yeah, which makes me feel like a bigger loser. It's been going for 86 years. I'm 92.
Oh, they say the 80th on here.
Well, that's not what their handy dandy flyer says. So
There's a typo somewhere.
we're going to go with their 86th.
So real quick, though, about the Civil War movie, there's a lot of visceral reactions in the comments section here. Let's see here. Who was that just said, well, Grant says, yikes, that sounds terrible. I'm assuming he's talking about that. And then he follows it up with a question, will it be as good as Cindy's movie? Talk to Bo about that. He's still got
Nothing compares to Cindy's movie.
No. He's got to grade the films. He's got them all on his hard drive. He's back down in Texas. By the way, congratulations to Bo, because the college has asked him to come back for fall and spring semester to teach this course. Yeah. They really liked, the students loved him.
Yeah.
And the the dean and the administrator, whatever the word is, was very happy with the happiness of the students. And so he did a great job, and they asked him to come back. Yeah.
Not love it. I mean, he's very hands-on. Like,
he is.
Having them do stuff instead of just lecturing to them. So that's really cool.
And he loves what he does. And he loves teaching it
Unless
to
it's
people.
10 o'clock at night. Then not so much.
Well,
but
he is 90 years old. So, it gets to 10 o'clock at night, and then he starts whining like a little baby. But luckily, I was there to save him. But the point is that he has the videos on the hard drives, and once he's got the grades in and everything like that, he said he'll send me Cindy's film debut, and I'll cut that scene out and show it on the show someday.
All right.
Don't look at me like that. This is you're part of the thing here. This happens to us all. Listen,
right,
I
Cindy,
played
you're
Money.
up.
Wait.
All
Hold on. And then Grant also said Money and Cigarettes will be doing the soundtrack to that movie, which will make it even more horrific. John B says, cast in the movie, Bra 1, played by Matt C. Bra 2, played by Colby the Marine. And it's, let's see, John also says, does Lincoln start killing vampires? And Grant says, that movie was really false advertising. It wasn't quiet at all. Talking about All Quiet on the Western
Yeah, we
Grant.
got it.
Grant's funny. Grant, that was funny. I like that. That was good. It wasn't quiet at all. Good stuff, Grant.
Grant sits alone in his basement office, watching a dress in Gettysburg. Picks up the phone, hears a dial tone, dials and gets down to his work. Tra-la-la-la-la, Grant makes fun of Matt. The tra-la-la-la, calls him bald and fat. Tra-la-la-la, he tries to make Matt cry, but he never wins, cause Matt's an awesome guy.
Yeah! Get down!
Out that loop, y'all.
Thank you, James Brown. All right, go ahead. Who's next?
Okay, Tank Talk at the World War II American Experience is this Saturday, May 18th from 1 to 3 p.m.
Hi, I'm Wendell Clarkson, and welcome to Tank Talk. Today we're going to be talking about the Sherman.
Go ahead.
Yes, the M4 Sherman tank, yes. Sign up for educational and interactive experience with an M4 Sherman tank. Experts will teach the basics of tank terminology, explain the history and development of tanks, and take time for all your tank questions. This will be your opportunity to climb inside and experience the views of a World War II tank crew. Experience will take about 2 hours. You will need a ticket, $20. They can be purchased on their website at visitww2.org.
Oh my God, Ezra would
lose
his mind.
Take him.
He calls that place the tank store.
Yeah, the tank store. But you should take him to that. You'd love it.
It's Saturday?
Saturday, yes.
Okay.
We're going to paint some clay, but we would go.
We're not painting it. We're shaping it.
It's even more funner. Where is this place that we're doing? So
at the Adams County Winery.
We are going to
you're going to do the adult.
The slab mug.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to make
can't
mugs
wait to
while we're
hear about
drunk.
it.
I mean, so fun.
drunken mugging making. So that's okay. I didn't realize you were drinking during this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
You're at a
all right.
winery for PENC's sake.
All right. Gonna have to get somebody to drive us.
I'll come get you if you need me to.
All right. Oh, good.
Okay.
Saturday, May 18th and Sunday, May 29th, there's Fields of Fury, a Civil War spring skirmish and reenactor tactical event at the Daniel Lady Farm, which is on Hanover Road. Civil War reenactment for the public will take place on Saturday at 4 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. The reenactor only event will take... Okay, we don't care about that.
Oh, there's a swamp dragon.
You all right?
Yeah, I just choked on my own spit.
Bonfire.
Presenters by the Gettysburg Battlefield Preservation Association will be... that's who's presenting it. You can get more details at danielladyfarm.com. So
This
a
is
little
just
bit of a
education
reenactment
guess.
this weekend. That's exciting. The first one of the season, I feel.
My truck's
I
there
haven't heard of
sitting.
any other.
No. So we also have, so for this one, which is on, so Sunday's the 19th. Am I right with that?
That was years ago.
Yes.
Yes. So Jane's Tea Room, which is at Gettysburg Academy, they will be guests on the show coming up in a few weeks. They're having their first tea this Sunday, May 19th. Now it's still up, so I have to assume that there are still spots available. Join us for tea at the historic Gettysburg Academy for an afternoon of delicious sandwiches and sweets. There are 2 seatings, one at 12 p.m., one at 3 p.m. Reservations are required, $25 per person, cash or check. Credit card is 3% extra, but you pay at the door. So you can check that out. Jane's Tea Room at Gettysburg Academy. They do have them throughout the summer. So on their website, you can get all that information, or their Facebook page. They have everything listed as well.
I'm not.
All right. Apparently, Cam wasn't too sure about that.
Yeah. This weekend on Saturday is the Gettysburg Outdoor Antique Show, presented by the Gettysburg Area Retail Merchants Association, a.k.a. GARMA. GARMA. It'll be held in the Lincoln Square and its ancillary branches.
Sure.
From 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. I think she said at our meeting this past last Thursday, I think she said there's like 33 some vendors.
Wow.
And it's rain or shine.
It's rain or shine.
It's rain or shine. All right.
So that'll be this weekend at 7 to 4 p.m. in the square.
Avril his men elegantly.
He is so upset the fact that you and I have the show right now that he can't handle it.
This is when I get to have fun.
So this one is not until June 1st and 2nd. However, I found it, and it was very hard to find. So I'm going to talk about it now.
All right,
so
go
it's
ahead.
the Spring 2024 Fly-In, Drive-In Wings, Wheels, and Pancakes. Now, this has been happening since 1998, and nobody knows about it, so I'm telling everybody.
All right.
Breakfast is from 8 a.m. to noon, rain or shine. This is at the Gettysburg Airport.
Okay.
So it's Saturday and Sunday, like I said, June 1st and 2nd of this year, sponsored by Chapter 1041 of the, here it is, Experimental Aircraft Association. That's what EAA stands for. It's by the Gettysburg Barnstormers at the Gettysburg Regional Airport, which is on Route 30 West.
So is this like
Gettysburg Road.
people who build their own planes?
Yeah.
And really?
They have an association for that. Actually, many of them all across the country. Pretty interesting if you
Really?
look into it. It's all you can eat: pancakes, eggs, sausage, home fries, coffee, tea, and juice. Cash $10 per adult, $4 per youth. Credit $10.50 adult, $4.50 per youth. And a portion of the proceeds benefit aviation programs for youth. And it looks like they actually they use the proceeds to send some youth to an aviation camp.
Oh, that's cool.
Out in another state at some time, and then they come back and they give a presentation on what they did to the association members, and they continue this on. So it has so many people say great things about it. So I don't know if anybody's never heard of it. They have these pancake breakfasts all over the place at different airports across the country. I've seen them before, but I didn't realize there was one that was here, but it's been here for quite a while. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's Charlie.
Saturday, May 18th, the Gettysburg Garden Club's annual spring plant sale. This is a big deal because they sell out in like 2.2 seconds.
Oh.
And so if you want your plants from them, you got to get there early. Last time I showed up, there was like nothing. So it's at the Gettysburg Fire Hall in the rear parking lot on Stratton Street from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Go early to get the good stuff.
Stand in line. Tomorrow there's a lot of stuff going on.
This is a busy time of year.
It is. And I think next time maybe we do them in date order, which would probably be helpful for the listeners.
Yeah.
But
Let's have a spelling contest.
Fridays on the Ridge is tomorrow, the 17th at 3 p.m. Outdoors, weather permitting. Chair recommended. It's Cody Aish is going to be
very nice.
doing it. Decoration Day, 1868, Gettysburg's first Memorial Day. That's what it's on. So.
Dragoon says, really? Pottery over tanks? This must be serious. John B says, the Patrick Swayze class. Yeah. Fort Loudon, Peter Zach says, Fort Loudon has a timeline this weekend. I think they have a tank up there too. Yeah, somebody was saying something about that the other day. The Patrick Swayze class. That's funny. Matt's the weird guy on the subway. Yeah, basically. It's either slavery or it's a timeless. Okay, gotcha. And Grant says, where's Cam? I talked to Cam a while ago. He called up and he said the following.
Hey, you want me to come on and do a show about monocracy?
No, not really.
No?
Yeah, no.
Well, I work down there now, and I can come on and talk about it. And there's a time when Jubal Early was...
45 anecdotes later, I said, no, but people do ask about you. They want to know where you're working this year. They want an update. How come you stopped coming on the show?
I ain't coming on that show unless you stop making sound noises and jokes, because I want to be taken more serious as a historian.
And I said, well, try grammar first. It's more seriously as a historian. And I said, Cameron, we all joke around on the show, and
he called me old.
People
earlier.
know who you are because you come on the show and you have fun with us, and they like that. But he doesn't care. So if I can take him serious as a historian, he'll come on the show. So Cameron won't be on the show. No, but not this show.
Yeah.
We don't, when we have serious people on, they have fun. I said, Pete Carmichael was here a couple of weeks ago, and he spent the whole time, joking around with us, and we had a lot of fun with him and everything like that. And it was like, we had a running joke for an hour about Union soldiers chopping off and shoving them down the throats of the Confederates. Like, Pete Carmichael's a PhD, and he's having fun with us doing that. I don't care. I don't want to. So that's your answer there, Grant. He'll come on when we can take him serious as a historian, and we'll do that like we did on Patreon. We did a Swamp Dragon show, and we'll do that there. But he can't joke. He can't joke around anymore. So he won't come on here. He's always welcome, though. That's not my rule. That's his rule. So there you go.
So for those who missed EJ's Smokehouse at Mr. G's last weekend,
yes,
they are at Battlefield Harley-Davidson this Sunday. So take a look at them on Facebook. They pretty much post in the middle of the week where they're going to be for the upcoming weekend and what time. And then they also just posted their menu, which looks fantastic. And John last week was talking about, from the Baltimore Hill Creamery, about the newest sundae, and it has launched. So you can now get the hardtack sundae featuring 2 scoops of Goose Brothers gourmet ice cream, grape nut flavor with caramel.
Yeah, not caramel.
And whipped topping. So that is it.
Yeah, you got to come up with like a good closing, that's news to me, or I'm Bethany Yingling and that's news to me, or
and that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Right, or go self San Diego, or something like that. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I like that. Yeah. Who was that?
That was
it was
Bruce Almighty.
It was, right? But you should come up with something like that, like something
and
that
all the buildings are still standing instead of cars in them. Get it? Yep. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that would be good.
This is the news at Gettysburg, and all the buildings are still standing.
Scorpion woman!
Is that it, girls?
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, very good job. No rehearsal. You guys did a pretty good job. You had some coordination earlier. I heard you guys, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that. That was good. And, maybe if we have time during the week, this week, we can come in and we can do a little practicing and, with timing and stuff, What? I'm trying to make it good, for all of us.
We're always good.
No, yeah, I'm not saying you're bad, Yeah, okay. So you don't want Matthew Broderick yelling at you and shooting guns behind your head.
I don't know, but I am literally my stomach is.
Where are we going to go eat?
I don't know. Where do you want to go?
Oh, God.
Faster!
Let's go somewhere really different.
There's no time.
Really?
How far?
Yeah, how far away do you have to go
There's
for
no
that?
time.
No.
I have
around
told you
here,
there's
but
no
somewhere
time for
we
that.
haven't been in a while.
Well, all right. Well, you know what
We're
we're
going
going to
to
do? I haven't been to McDonald's in a while. Maybe we can do that. No, listen, we'll figure out where to go. I don't think anybody's in town anyway, so they don't want to come and see us. Right? Yeah, eat. But so it doesn't mean it doesn't matter.
It's
Let them know.
Being in a zoo, they could come watch us eat.
Yeah. Right. It is.
Mm-hmm.
People can watch and see it. I guess what I'll do is I'll wait till next week and deliver my commencement speech to the graduates of the world.
I'm going to pull the one from Gettysburg.
Yeah, please do. Pull that one, and we'll juxtapose superfluous flummery with real talk. Okay?
That's what it is.
Oh, that's what it is. And in the meantime, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks to Wendy Allen for coming on. Good job, girls. Thanks, Cindy, for booking her. And we will talk to you next week. Don't forget, Get Out of the Car Tour video up on YouTube. Go check it out. Bye.
Bye.
AG Today's opening theme is written and performed by Colin Southfield and the Mushroom Company Band. Bumper music is arranged and performed by Billy Webster and sometimes Kevin MacLeod. AG Today is produced by Matt Callery, Bethany Yingling, Debbie Jones, and Cindy Compton. Engineered by Colby Sumner and maybe sometimes someone else. Guest accommodations are provided by the guests themselves. We'll need a couple thousand patrons to be able to put people up in hotels.
God!
Speaking of patrons, maybe you'd like to become one.
God, please,
You'll find plenty of perks over
no!
there, not to mention hundreds of episodes that will help you further your Gettysburg and Civil War education. So go to patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg. Thanks for listening.
I'm gonna be homeschooled and leave all the pain and suffering of public school behind me. You get? I'm gonna be homeschooled.
Would you get out of here?
And that's what I believe is where I'm standing.
For people that bad in Cape Fair, COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, it's taken more than 100 years. Look, here's the lives. It's just when you think about it.
I'm beginning to see why your wife left you.
America's dead.
He said, wow, Gettysburg, wow.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. But it was too late.